Come, I'll show you the sweetest delight in the garden as a surprise for Adam.
Really?
Come.
All right.
Here.
But this is the one tree in the garden we cannot touch. This is the forbidden fruit.
Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Surely not.
We may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden, except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God has forbidden us to either touch or eat the fruit of that tree, for if we do, we shall die.
You believe that nonsense? Of course you will not die. God knows that as soon as you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you and Adam will be like gods yourselves.
All of us one day will reach the level of the avatars that we have read about in history, the Buddhas and Jesus.
Infinite One's God.
You witches servant, you cast your spell upon this planet with your graven images and your wishes to be worshipped. Witches and warlocks flock like Harry Potter fans, waiting for your new age plan to spread across the land. You got the masses dumped down where you want them, convinced that you don't exist, and now you got them atheists. Some even think they're evolving to a godlike level above and beyond human. These Luciferian lies feed on ego and pride. They come disguised as an angel of light, like the original sin and the first deception. The tree in the garden, don't you see the connection? It's the same old lie that he used back then at the beginning of time, at the fall of man. Have we forgotten the truth within the book of Genesis? Ignorant of the nature of sin, so we dismiss written words of God as an irrelevant myth, but then embrace all these new age thoughts of nonsense.
It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other.
There is no God in doing everyone's God. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven, without judgment, without hate, without testing, without anything.
I call my practices and pagan worshiping in fact exists. See through the smoke and the mirrors and the mist. From Atlantis to the Miriam fanatical myths, to the UFO connection with the German SS. Secret society elitists from the east to the west. Illuminati and Masonics had it all connect. Satanic worship to the depths we don't want to admit. It's a globalized illusion that we gotta correct. Check the symbols and signs like the all-seeing eye. Read the Bible facts to understand the great design. See the writing on the wall, we're living in end times. And even the elect have now bought into the lie. Real Satanists are dressed up in their suits and ties, eating the fruit like these fools who think they are divine. They aren't evolved, they're just blinded by ego and pride, living a lie that disguised like Jekyll and Hyde. Can you deny that these times were all prophesied? Read Matthew 24:24, you decide.
There's no such thing as good or bad. Judging things from this position. There are things that I do that I know they evolve. There are other things that are not evolved. It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you.
What's going on, everyone? Steve JMO. It is the 6th of May, 2020, still. And I got the TruthSeeker69 here with us tonight. What's going on?
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
Cool. Me too. You never know these days, you know?
I'm just trying to keep everything short and sweet.
That's okay. I know you're still looking up stuff over there probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into tonight. Like I said, I got like 13 tabs open, and some of this stuff is like Egyptian effing stuff, so like I don't even know how to say it, so you're gonna have to bear with me for like half of this, but it's some crazy stuff, man. Like I don't EDFU, how would you say that? Like edfu?
EDFFU. Is this for Egyptian?
It's to eat. That's what the city is called, or
Yeah, it's
whatever.
kind of like Ifu or Efu.
Yeah, it's some gnarly stuff we're gonna get into, and like the little picture here in the background, like I was saying before we were live. It's not that I think that some spacecraft landed and ancient aliens helped build the pyramids. Like, no, maybe not alien in the sense of from another planet, but from another realm, from inside the earth, from another uh, landmass we're not told about, whatever, from
Yeah.
upstairs that fell down, most likely. That's, for my opinion, seemed to lean, And I was listening. Remember that I sent you a link not too long ago, and this guy, he was kind of he was saying that obviously angels fell back in the day 200, and then up to 30 or to 33% total, but it was never like said that they were at 33%. It was said that 33% is going to be the total amount in the end. And he's suggesting that they were even falling, maybe not up until the 1700s, but like first or second, generation offspring Nephilim were operating throughout the world until the late 1740s, maybe some of the early 1800s. And that's where all this crazy effing stuff we're going to get into comes from, mostly on your end. This stuff I got over here is old, like dirt effing old, but all this stuff is inspired by some sort of bloodline that's not human, obviously. Like, we don't even have technology to make this today. I mean, they probably do in a secret vault, but publicly, not even close. Not even close.
The timeline is all off. So these fallen angels fell at a completely different time that we're surmising the book of Genesis and how far back that goes, and then leading all the way up to Jesus Christ, and then our time from there on. The timeline is all off. They lied to us about everything, guys, from top to bottom, side to side. And
the Dark Ages and shit.
Yeah, I mean, what these pyramids really are and how far down they actually go, and if they're clearly they're on a major energy source right there, an intersecting node of ley lines, and most likely that these entities that we would consider maybe back in the day as extraterrestrial or interterrestrial,
Thank you,
they live in the earth, and they may be using the pyramids themselves as some sort of inner world portals.
Something like that, man.
These are high energy
technology
and granite. All this stuff is a high conductor of electricity. The whole vibrational frequency of these things coded. Every side of this pyramid, all the pyramids, and they are not just 4-sided, they're 8-sided pyramids. Everything's coded all the way down to the very last pebble.
And they're perfect. They're perfect.
We still don't fully understand, at least the laymen don't, but maybe, the people deep down in the catacombs of the Vatican know how the pyramids work. But we can only surmise, and we're not being told the whole story of the depth and the construction that's going on inside the pyramid. I think that there's a lot of stuff that we're not seeing that they don't want us to see. Sure, they give us the Grand Gallery or the King's Chamber and the Queen's Chamber. They call them like tombs and stuff. Clearly, that's not what it is. It was meant for something else. And there's many more secret passageways that aren't actually passageways, but conductors of electricity. If you have electricity coming in from a few different directions and it has a convergence point, you can open supposedly portals that way, especially if you're already on a high energy ley line. So these things could be traveling within dimensional planes. Okay, so there's a plane that's below us. Say the plane of hell.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
They could have come up from that and using this. They could have had people on the surface, or the fallen angels themselves had built these, or had people build them, help with the construction. But the purpose is all completely off of what they tell us they're for. Of course, they're not tombs, and they're not just power plants. These things have another purpose, and it goes way back to the fallen angels themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like you were saying before, like conductors of electricity, energy, frequencies. I feel like the pyramids, they're the free energy, I feel like there's something in there that could harvest into the ether and just boom, portal open, or whatever their goal was back in the day, crack a hole in the firmament. Who knows, man?
And
Who
it's
knows?
interesting that
But
they're not. It's interesting that they're not capped anymore.
yeah,
The pyramid top itself was called the pyramidium, and there is one in the Cairo Museum. I think they might have two actually, but it's supposed to be what actually sat on top, and it was supposedly covered with gold and jewels or whatever like that.
wow.
And the outside of the pyramids were in white limestone, so they literally glistened off in the sunlight, like you can see them. They're the biggest things in the world at the time, supposedly. But anyway, yeah, so they're incomplete now as far as what other outward exterior purposes they had, but the inner workings of the pyramid aren't far from working. They just can't. It's like, say, my electrical outlet still works, but I don't have a plug to plug it into the outlet, but the outlet's there and it
Exactly.
still works. You know,
No
yeah,
one, no one's running the ritual down there. Well, maybe they are now, but for a long time they weren't. You know,
yeah.
it's ridiculous, and it's just like you watch like I always reference this movie, Transformers #2. The main goal of that movie was to get to the pyramids, open them up, get some crazy free energy device, harvest our sun, which would only be possible on a flat Earth if the sun's local, by the way. And the dude who was behind that, he was the leader of the Decepticons at the time. And what was his name? The Fallen, literally, the Fallen.
Yeah.
Interesting, right? It blows me away. Just like the fallen angel stock. People
Yeah.
really got to understand that this is a spiritual battle, good and evil. And once you understand what like a fallen angel stock is, or why this dude's named the Fallen, or they have the new movie Angel Has Fallen, like, why would all that be in there? It's because
Exactly. They're
they're telling you what side they're on. Like the whole
exactly.
Gotthard tunnel ceremony ritual to open up a tunnel that
Yeah.
connects Switzerland to the other side of the Alps. Obviously, that's a spectacular thing.
Yeah,
No
they're not
need to
even
do
hiding
a
it anymore.
4-hour long satanic ritual at the end, opening a portal. No
And it was
need to
so
show that.
blatant. It was so blatant and in your face. Like they're literally not hiding anything anymore.
No, and
They
only
keep
the
it
elect were there too. That's the crazy part.
ones. I think I have to look it up, the date of the Notre Dame fire, where they supposedly ran in and grabbed the crown of thorns that I never knew existed. And I was raised Catholic all my life. 12 years of Catholic school, never heard of the crown of thorns being something as a relic that was saved, right? So, but then you have the
I
crown.
remember hearing that.
It's a crown. So I thought that may
Oh,
have been the beginning of the ritual to kick off the corona thing that's happening now, because you have to understand the way they do ritual. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to their ritual. Usually
that's
the
what
end
I'm
is
saying, bro. Like people think I was talking about how this Corona thing, possibly the first seal. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been trying to research people's names who like resemble or break down to like White Horse or something like that, because the more I look at life, the more I'm like, this white horse came a long time ago. I think this red horse is just about to leave. I think a lot of people have already died. Believe that. Whether it's abortion, or male pet now, or what is it, male malnutrition, whatever the fuck it's called, where dumbass doctors make bad decisions and people die. And that's legal right now. You could work on anyone right now in the means of a pandemic to solve it. Like, oh, the vaccine might make them twitch, do backflips, and die, or it might cure them. Give it to him, see what happens. And he starts freaking out, and they're like, oh, well, it was in the means of science, so it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah, malpractice. There's my man Tom Muir down there. I give him a high five.
I feel like it's like the what is it, the Wheel of Fortune or something? Is it Tom Muir, come on down?
No, that's Price is Right.
Price is Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's on that show now? Drew Carey. He's an interesting fella.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I got an uncle who watches that shit like it's church, Interesting, but it is what it is. What's his name there? Never mind. I can't even think right now. So many just like pointless things I've watched in my life with him in it. What's that dumb show from back in the day that used to be pretty good, like late 90s, early 2000s, like when TV was cool and it wasn't just straight fucking.
Was it a sitcom or a show?
It was like a, I don't even know. It was like a comedy show, whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know. Like a stand-up comedy show, pretty much, but it wasn't comedy.
What,
Someone
like
in the chat knows what I'm
Seinfeld?
talking about.
Seinfeld?
What? No, no, it was like a game show, but they were just being funny the whole time. I don't
like
remember.
Hollywood Squares?
No, that was a good one though. It wasn't the Drew Carey show. Whose line is it anyway? Who's that? Bill Hunt. There he is. Bill Hunt. He gets a good one. He gets a high five too. That was a funny freaking thing back in the day. If you ever stoned and just want to not unplug, but just have a little laugh for 20 minutes, just go on YouTube, watch a 5-minute video. That stuff will get you. Even on like a crappy day, you're like, whatever. That might turn your mood around. Be like, oh, yeah. There's always subliminals. They're everywhere. It is what it is. But you always gotta relax at some point. That's why I would play golf. But unfortunately, golf seems to be pretty shitty around here. But I am hearing that like a couple towns over, they're starting to say F it, because I guess you get fined every week you're open, and one course I guess said fuck them, and they're just opening. So I'm gonna go support them and help them pay their fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Yeah. I don't know why we got sidetracked there with the Bob Barker and bullshit, but
So before we get deep into stuff, I found what I think may be a new Mandela effect. At least I've never heard of it, and I've showed it to Brian. He said he's never heard of it. I should actually do a video on it. And I just sent it to you, Steve.
Is that what my phone bum was, or Bing, whatever?
Yes.
Get it up here on Facebook. Just hope we don't lag out, because I hate Facebook lately. I don't know what's happening with it. It just doesn't work. It's like, Steve, F you. What do we got here? The unsolved gadgets?
Let's see. I'm not sure if I sent you I'm trying to send you another link here real quick that I want you to open. I know I just
got the History Channel bombing technology.
Yeah. Can you pull that up?
It's an ad. It's not a video, it's a website. Oh my God.
Yeah. We're gonna read a little bit of something here.
All right, this is gonna be interesting.
So we never heard of Black Tom, and the Germans were apparently involved in that. Okay, I never heard of the Japanese balloon bombs. Apparently, an unsolved 1940s World Fair bomb went off.
Interesting. And like I said the other day, all the effing cities that had a bad fire or an earthquake fire or whatever, I think they just got hit with bombs.
Right. So like the Germans were like attacking us left and right. They were really sneaky about it, and like the couple of Germans wound up going up into Louisiana. They snuck in the Black Tom event where they blew up.
July tragedy. What?
Yeah,
no
dude.
Said shit about this.
I've never heard of this before. So if we scroll down into the article, you can read a little bit about it. You have to really scroll down to just past that right around that area.
Wow, look at that. Tragedy struck at the fair when a seemingly simple device, a time bomb, exploded, killing 2 NYPD officers. That's crazy. That's crazy.
When you read on, it explains that they're pretty sure, but they're not absolutely certain, because this is during World War II, 1940.
Yeah, they said something about pro-Nazi Americans here. They thought it was them, but
they think it might be them, but nobody had actually claimed responsibility for it. But it's like
no manifesto was found. It said
it was put at the British building for Britain, the one at the World's Fair there. So I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, this is brand new. Right out of the history book.
It's like a suitcase bomb at the British Pavilion. Never was taught this in history. You think that during the course of World War II and the attacks that were taking place, this would have been something that might have been prominent, like Black Tom even, which was a lot more intense than this what happened here, but still, it just seems like odd that all these attacks seem to be popping up in our past that have something to do with Germany in some way during World War I and World War II.
That's crazy. I'm just trying to see photos, but I guess that's it. But
yeah, they don't have a lot of photos on it. I did send you one more link. I'm not sure if there's more pictures in that one or not. I'm pretty sure there is.
Where, up here?
Oh wait, here it is. I just
one here.
I'm sending it to you now. I didn't click. I didn't click go. I think this one might have some pictures in it.
I got another. Yeah, I should probably.
I've never heard of it before in my life. I want to know what you guys think. Is it a Mandela effect? Our history seems to be Mandela affected from top to bottom. It's just a matter of going through. I was happening to look at 1890 to 1940 World's Fairs and reading the history on them in the different cities and what they did to outdo each other. And I came upon this and I'm like, what? I said, I got to send this to Brian because I've never heard of it. He's like, nope, I've never heard of this ever.
I think you just sent me the same link. Yeah.
Oh, it's the same identical link. Okay, great. So yeah, that's what I have on that. That's just a little taste of some of the stuff I was getting into last night. Thought I'd share it here. I am going to make a video about it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. And I just wanted to put it out there to see what you guys thought. Okay, so if you go back to the first, just past the Griffin, there's a picture of a bunch of flags right there.
Yep.
Okay, so these flags here are the flags from way, way back in the day. And as you can see, Tartaria has a flag up there, and it's a griffin.
What exactly is a griffin? Is that just like a dragon? Looks like a dragon.
A griffin is part dragon, part lion, part cockatrice, or sometimes it'll have the lion's head and the lion's body with the wings of like a dragon wings.
Nuts.
So yeah, that's Tartaria's flag. And then when you go to the other picture, which had the statue with the griffin on top of it, this is in Venice, Italy.
Look at it real quick. What the hell is this? Liberia? America? Liberate? Yeah. That's weird.
Libria.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you know what's really weird? If you watch Equilibrium, which I'm sure you haven't watched it yet, Steve. Equilibrium is a movie everybody should watch. The name of their new city-state after the wars and the great catastrophes took place was Libria. So, wow. I didn't even notice that.
That's crazy. Look at this, Jerusalem. They got the old Templar. No big deal. That's nice. That's nice. But all right, what do we got here? We got this bad Larry?
Yeah, now that's a griffin.
Okay. That's crazy. You don't want to run into one of those, huh?
Yeah, no. And Venice. Now, this is in Venice, Italy. There's a griffin. Scary. This is their main
it's a big pillar, huh? Shit.
Yeah, this is their main, what do you want to call it? Coat of arms for Venice is the griffin. Griffins are all over Venice. I actually did a video called Venice Tartar. I can't find it anywhere for some reason, but it went through a whole tour.
Sounds delicious.
It went through a whole tour of Venice, and everywhere in Venice are these ancient architectures, which of course you can see the tower and the dome right behind this pillar, red brick architecture, which is completely Tartarian. All the architecture all over Venice is Tartarian. And what I think happened was these buildings were built on dry land. And clearly during the mud flood and the flood itself, you can tell that Venice is just flooded. It's a flooded city. That's why the streets, because when you look at the buildings, it's clear that
that's funny.
There's no way you can build these buildings unless you had land to build on, you know?
No, right. That's funny because when I was that little stream I sent you before, I think it was Zen Garcia and some other guy. I can't remember who it was. He was going nuts, man. He was going nuts about all this stuff. He started talking about Venice for a minute too, and I gotta go re-listen. I gotta finish it, then re-listen because he's just like, he goes hard. Like he's got some good information. So
So
I'm gonna have to give that a re-listen. I would suggest you. I'll put it in the chat later, but it's crazy. Came out like 11 months ago about all this. It's
right.
nuts.
So what I just sent you right now is some pictures of the architecture in Venice itself.
Oh, and,
yeah. So when you pull that up, we'll scroll through. Either it's going to be landed right on page 11 because it's 11 of 21 where I want to start. I don't know if when you open the link itself, it's going to come up right on that page. So scroll through to 11. All right. And we'll start there. Look at that. Okay.
This is all this big? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
How's that? You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
This is all Tartarian architecture. It's all been built, clear before the water came in.
I can't zoom in, but that's still gnarly.
Yeah, it's crazy when you look at some of these.
Right,
pictures.
this was probably a giant bridge over some like whatever. That's crazy. Imagine living like up here, just chilling, smoking a doobie, looking out your window, like, oh look, it's an alligator.
People live on the upper floors, but these buildings clearly go way down. They're all flooded out.
Oh my God, right. Matt, I put the scuba suit on or something, go for a dip, grab some old goodies or something. Yeah. Old bottle of wine down there, So
scroll through a couple of pictures. We'll go to the next one.
There we go.
This is a famous bridge of theirs, but to me, it looks like the bridge had a lot more of an archway to it. The water has come up to that part there.
All right, you gotta get some views underneath the sea or underneath the whatever there, the canal.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
There's no pavement here, guys.
Look at that.
Water comes right up to the doorways, and this is all Tartarian architecture. When you look at even the buildings themselves have griffins all over them. Usually,
oh yeah, you got Jakeem and Boaz chilling. Obviously, this wasn't a giant barber back in the day.
17th century. So this was built, and these pictures tell you
That's
when
what I was saying back in the day when there was possibly maybe not another incursion, but there was big people with special powers walking around,
Absolutely. It gets better.
It's nuts, does it? I'm gonna lose my mind. This is we saw that, but that's crazy. Like, look at the door in here.
Yeah.
That's not for you to swim under. Like, that was meant for you to walk in, and then something happened.
I feel like we're just seeing the upper 2 floors or 3 floors of this building. Most likely these buildings, because Tartarians are known for building really tall buildings, okay?
Yeah, this could just be a patio on like the 3rd or 4th level,
Right. So even if
like every other nice fucking place on earth,
Yeah. So even if the water's only 25 feet deep, below that, if it's not bedrock, it would most likely be mud for quite a ways down until you would hit bedrock.
Yeah. Look at that, built in the 13th century. That's insane. What do we got here?
I'm not sure. Try to go past that one and see if there's any other pictures. Yeah, there's some more of the canals and stuff.
Incredible.
It is. I love looking at Venice. And it wasn't until I started looking into Tartaria that I found out that there's griffins all over the place. I figured I'd do a video on it. I wish I could find that video. I don't know where the hell it's at. I did it about, 2 years ago almost.
Oh, looks like that's it.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That's pretty cool. Venice. Ancient Tartaria. Crazy.
Venice Tartar.
Venice Tartar. All right. Wow, we got almost 80 people watching. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Not bad. Not bad for what's today? Tuesday? Not bad. No, Wednesday. I'm a day behind. Who even knows anymore?
Smash that like button, guys. Smash it.
Hit it up. Definitely hit it up. Get this stuff going. I mean, we all are pretty much caught up to speed with the whole COVID crap, Bill Gates, whatever,
Oh yeah, I can't even look at that.
I'm pretty caught up on that, but it's just ridiculous, It's all just a big sham to push what we've been saying this whole time, a push for some sort of transhumanism based technology, whatever, vaccine, microchip, whatever, I'm cool with that. You could count me out of that society. So you got to make the best of what you got now, because it's going to be a lot less, a lot more limited for people like us. You can't buy or sell if you don't get the old 322-666 patent. Ridiculous. Cryptocurrency using body activity data. If you didn't burn enough calories, or if you didn't achieve the goal for the day, guess what? You don't get paid. Good luck. Good luck. You know, I'm cool with that. They ain't tracking my ass. Fuck them. Ridiculous. Gets me all fired up and so stupid. These
Yeah,
people are
man.
just
Fuck
so
those
dumb.
jack wagons.
So dumb, bro. Like, are you serious? And now we got a mask order here in Massachusetts. It's so stupid. In places where you can't social distance yourself, you have to wear a mask in public. It's so gay. I haven't encountered anywhere like that yet, but I'm sure I will. You know, it's blows my mind. Wearing a mask, people. Okay, real quick. Wearing a mask that cuts down your oxygen, and you're breathing in your own recycled CO2 over and over again. Your brain will lack oxygen. Hell, you could pass out driving if you're one of the morons wearing a mask while you drive.
What
Do you
kills
see?
me
Do you see how stupid that is? Like,
you're
are you
running
serious?
around exercising with these things on.
Right. I'm gonna go for a bike ride.
Your pulse rate's up, your breath is up, you're exerting yourself, you're exercising. You don't need to be wearing
We would do stuff like
die.
that during extreme training. Like if we wanted to burn like 1,500 calories in an hour, you put on the training mask. You know, whatever. If people want to do that for fun now, go for it. See how long you last on a nice 94-degree day if that comes. It's like 51 degrees on a hot day up here. It's May.
Yeah,
May
that's
96th.
pretty cool.
Ridiculous. Global warming.
Crazy.
Real quick, I had someone today on a Facebook post or Twitter. I don't even know what it was. I was like, "Oh, so much for global warming." ... And they're just like, "This is global warming, isn't it?" They're like the rapid change of hot and cold. I'm like, that's called climate change. That's what I suggest is happening on a man-made, manipulated level. Y'all people believe in fairy tales of whatever, global warming, or it was global cooling just 30 years ago when you were like a kid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they want to blame it on us. Global warming, it's all our fault.
Right.
Climate change, it's them changing the climate.
I'll give you a climate change. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I don't know. Oh man.
So you have 13 tabs open. What do you got for us, Steve?
What do I got? Oh man. I got some things. I don't even know where to start. Let me see what I got. There's so little. I can't see what they are. We'll go with this one I don't know much about. I don't know much about any of these. I'll be blatantly honest with all of you guys, but this one's crazy. In Sri Lanka, it's called the Lost City of...
Oh, that thing is crazy, dude. I looked at that a while ago.
Yeah, yo, look at this stuff. In the middle of Sri Lanka, it's just like Machu Picchu. Yeah. It's on the other side of the world. Like, why would they have completely similar things with like a nice freshwater gorge in the middle? Like, you're chilling.
Have you ever seen the entranceway to get up to this thing?
No, I'd shit my pants probably. What's it look like?
Oh, it's crazy looking. You got to look at the entranceway to it.
See if they have any like
ground level, like that one up there on the top row, second one in. Maybe that'll take you to pictures of where the entranceway is, because it's got two huge claw-like rock carvings out front of it.
Yeah, let me do this.
It's sick. Just sent you some Venice photos. Okay, ceiling fan man, I'll check that out. See, yeah, right there.
They're like paws, yo.
Walls, dude. That's.
Are you serious? Yes. Yeah, you couldn't pay me to go up here if that's the entrance. Are you serious? These people are nuts.
In the archaeology, I know about all these crazy places. That's why I said Starforts would have never gotten past me, because this is all my husband and I used to look at for like 15 years.
People are nuts going in here. Are you serious?
Yep, dude, it's great.
Fuck that.
I saw those claws in the front. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. I don't know, man. You got this thing on top?
Like what? Overhead too, kind of in a way, like a snake head.
Oh my goodness. There's the eye. It's like an alligator. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. That's a big boy. That's something. Because here's the other side. Fuck that. You serious, dude? And this is his feet down here? He's
a dragon, ceiling fan man said. They're definitely dragon-like talons there or something.
Look at this, $500. We could take a trip there. Let's go. A little holiday tour. F that. You just go walk on a dragon head, see what happens. That's crazy. Like those stone people we were looking at. I just clicked this out of nowhere and I was like, wow, like F that. Let's go walk up here. See what happens, honey. Okay.
As soon as I see those fucking claws in the entranceway, I'd be like, yeah, I'll stay here. I'm good.
Right. As soon as I like saw like the dude's nose and his eyes over here, I'd have been like, yeah, we're gonna get home, go on a plane.
I think at one time those claws used to be all black. Like I remember it originally like a black stone. It looks more of like a sandstone now.
Yeah, it looks a
little
brownish, and the other one looks browner. One's a little light, like over here. Yeah, but this is just crazy. Like, yeah, let's go up to the giant effing snake head. Are you serious? It's like literally like that on both sides, and perfection on top. Come on, just like literally hundreds of like literally not hundreds of thousands, but like what, like probably 15,000 miles away from Sri Lanka is Machu Picchu, and you have the same exact structures on top of like what, about 20,000 foot peaks. Come on, you think a human civilization is like, you know what? Let's go to the top of this mountain and make life up. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, like they don't do that. I think only the white people are crazy enough to go up top and start fucking with shit. You know?
Yeah, they were even like farming up there and stuff, like terracing their crops out. Like, how many people actually even live up there? For Christ's sake!
Goddamn lake up here. Go swimming.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, look at that. There's a little temple up here. You couldn't pay me enough money to go up there. I'm cool. It's probably some old spooky shit in those woods.
This shit is not as old as they're telling us it is.
No.
The whole time brings off on everything.
It's more recent than not, you know? Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, we're going to go into Egypt real quick. Here we got Karnak. Is that how you say that? Karnak? Karnak just blows my mind. Like, just look at stuff. Like, the big doorway, hallway, whatever. You know, look at the weird little symbol up top. You know, I don't know what that represents, but and you got little petroglyphs all over the wall, and stuff is nuts. Like, you think, right? Now, like, yeah, look, a bunch of humans made this. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Why would they take all the extra effort to? I mean, they're already carving rock, for Christ's sake, with supposed like copper tools and stuff, and other types of rocks and stuff like that, to do this precision quality work and have to make it so extra large. What would be the purpose of that? You're already working with a really hard surface that you can barely manage as it is, which of course they made it look easy. So obviously it was easy for them, and there was no problem to build these huge archways that they clearly don't need, because they're only 5-6 feet tall, and the archways are like 3 times their size.
Right.
If you watch the movie Gods of Egypt, that's another one you need to put on your list. Equilibrium, Gods of Egypt, and the Adjustment Bureau. You haven't seen, and Dark City, Steve. You got some catching up to do. But in Gods of Egypt, they show how the gods were a hell of a lot larger than humans, because the humans are running around them through the whole movie, like, you know, helping them, bathing them, working with them, feeding them, and all this stuff.
Right. Who made this? You know, come on. That's huge. It's like literally like 95 times the height of one of these humans, you know? Like, come on. They made it perfect twice? Come on. With 2 different head designs? I don't think so. Like, someone just went like effing Dragon Ball Z and just made a goddamn structure out of nothing, you know? Because there's so many structures like this. Like the thumbnail I got up for the video, not the background, the thumbnail. It's carved into the side of a mountain. It's ridiculous. Or not a mountain, whatever these are. Walls. Freaking walls, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. And there's something else here in Karnak. You got the Great Hall of like all these crazy ass pillars, and they're huge, man. Like, these are like original paintings and stuff and whatever.
Isn't there people right there? Yeah, zoom in on the people. I mean, guys, this is unbelievable.
And look at this thing, just like in the middle of DC, but this has like some F up writing, I assume, all the way up it, you know? Some like
Yeah.
horror shit. I
Now,
don't know.
what I don't get is people say, oh, you know, they carved them out, they chiseled them away with rocks in the quarry, and then somehow they managed to get underneath the obelisk when it's laying there in the quarry and chisel out the other side of it perfectly, I might add. Then somehow lift this, I don't know, 10-ton fucking who knows what obelisk.
Oh my God.
Actually
Probably like
maneuver
200
it
ton.
onto their boats that are made of reeds, okay? like is this thing would just sink it immediately. The Nile River is not that fucking deep, guys. It's 25 feet deep, maybe 30 feet in some spots. Okay, you have an obelisk that's 30 feet wide practically.
That's what I'm saying.
That's supposed to be maneuvered onto a reed boat and sailed down the Nile from Aswan, where the quarry was, all the way down to
Right, boats made of wood.
Yeah, it's not possible. You know what we have to do today to load something of that size onto a ship now?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Look how big this crap is, man.
And look how small the people are.
Right, yo, like so a dude was probably like this tall. We're this tall. Like what?
Dude, when you watch that movie Downsizing, that's how it looks. Like those pillars would be real people, and the small people is what you downsize to.
Just so crazy. It just blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah.
It really, really does. But all right, I gotta take that bathroom break. Like I said, the damn coffee and people in the bathroom. So I was gonna say, you want to say hi? I see Ceiling Fan Man who's dying for a shout out from Jen. So.
Yes, Ceiling Fan Man. I'm looking at your picture right now, and actually, the church and the tower and the dome that was in the picture that I had just shown with the griffin in it. You have one of these pictures here, but it's on the other side of the griffin where the tower is. I can't screen share it, but I am looking at your pictures right now, and the three of them are really awesome. Did you take these pictures? Did you go to Venice? Yep, there's the griffin again. And this last picture you sent me, Ceiling Fan, this building was in my Venice Tartar video. The griffin is all over the place, all over Venice. It's crazy. Thank you for those pictures. I'm going to leave that open. Maybe when Steve comes back, I'll be able to share it. Beautiful pictures, though. Let me see. Did you answer me? Yes, we went in 2017. That's fucking awesome, dude. I worked for a doctor in Philly. This is back when I was still in the medical field. He used to take vacations all the time, and he'd pay us when he was off on vacation. We would still get our regular pay for that week, even though he was off on vacation, and we were, it wasn't vacation time for us. But he went on vacation so often. He always went to Venice, and he had pictures all over the doctor's office of, all these beautiful places in Venice. But when you look at Venice with new eyes, in light of all the things we've covered and everything, it's like, oh my God, this is Tartarian. The whole place is fucking Tartarian. When you look at the really old cathedrals and even the characters that are up on the cathedrals, these carvings and sculptures and stuff. Wow, it's just crazy. When you start to look at how huge and oversized the doorways are, I mean, these are, this is my title for them. It's going to be the title for the show, but I let Steve do the show. So doorways and arches of extraordinary size all over Venice, like crazy large. People just look like little ants next to some of these doors. It's crazy.
What's up? I'm here.
I didn't even get a chance to say hi to anybody. I was just talking about Ceiling Fan's pictures.
That's okay. You said you sent me some pictures on Facebook. You want me to get those up real quick?
Let me do a screen share real quick first. Let me see.
Gonna go for the share?
I'm gonna try.
All right, here. Let me stop mine real quick. We are here. We're good. All right. So give that a shot.
Tell me if you can see it.
See something. What's that?
Something?
That looking like it? There you go.
All right, so this
some lion
is
shit. Oh wow, that's got like some Freemasonic crap behind it too.
Yeah, this is a griffin. This is in Venice. Ceiling Fan Man went in 2017, and he took this picture. This building was also in my video I did of Venice Tartar.
Wow.
I'm going to show you the the last image before that one, which was similar to the tower. I showed you the griffin. The griffin is over here.
We got a tornado coming in. What is that shit?
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
But
anyway, this is the tower. Oh gosh, I'm scrolling in too much. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. The storm's nuts. I'm a weather guy, so that's nuts. Why I don't
it does
go
look like it's about to form right there.
I'm saying,
right
like,
around here's where the griffin is.
That's why I don't go to crazy places. About to get hit up with a storm up in whatever. Italy.
Yeah, in Italy. Yeah. And you know what? I think back in 2017 and 2016, they were getting some crazy tornadoes over there. Like, Italy don't get fucking tornadoes. That's like Saudi Arabia getting a tornado or something. And they've had them too recently. It's weather warfare, clearly. All right. This is another one of his pictures from Venice. You can see the dome there in the distance, the domed architecture. It's all Tartarian. And you can see these doorways are really large too, but they most likely go further down. We're only seeing half the doorways because these buildings.
I mean, look how large the windows are.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll up to the domes. Yeah, that's crazy. And they're everywhere too. Yeah, every state capital house has one. And I feel like the whole towns were built around those. I feel like those were there. Maybe they got refurbished a little, you know? Because stuff like that takes a little while to build. I'm just saying. Even if they did build it, why would they take after the Tartarian Roman looking shit? Make your own stuff. It's a new country, I thought, you know? Give me a break.
See this right here? This is interesting.
Wow, you got a black mouse. I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Really interesting too is that this architecture has survived for so long. Even if it is, say it's not from the 1600s, like they would say that this cathedral or dome here, I'm pretty sure this is one of the churches, was built in the 1700s.
Who are we to trust them though?
Right. Well, if they added 1,000 years on, it would really only be 700 years old. That would make a lot more sense.
A lot of that makes sense.
Yeah. Also,
we're the crazy ones, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is we don't go out of our way to build this kind of architecture today at all. We build the easiest, most economical way there is to build with a little bit of style and, you know, either contemporary or whatnot like that. But the type of architecture is so over the top kind of architecture, like money and supplies and shipment of materials and all this stuff like that was obviously no kind of issue to any of the people who built any of this stuff.
No, we're cheap, you know, Americans, Chinese, whatever. They're all cheap, you know. They're not going to spend thousands and millions of dollars making stuff indestructible. They claim they did that with what? The old Twin Towers. How'd that work out? I'm just saying.
I knocked myself out here. There I am.
You booed yourself out.
I don't know what I did.
It's all good.
Thank you, Ceiling Fan, for those awesome pictures. I want to go to Venice now and and you know where else is really cool? Santorini. That whole island on top of that volcanic like rock and stuff.
Oh, Santorini
is really cool.
There's so much crazy stuff all around the world, and it all looks eerily similar. Wonder what that's about.
You can go down to South Africa. You can go to St. Petersburg. You can go up to England, Ireland, Scotland, Greece, Rome.
So I would say Greece is nuts, dude.
Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, all
England,
the way down.
Even like England.
Turkey has
the Royal Palace, bro.
Yeah, I know. And if you look at Turkey and Prussia, that whole area there, Yugoslavia, the Ukraine, all these, Croatia, they have amazing architecture. And then there's a lot of the same architecture all over the world. But, you know, each kind of country like Turkey has some really, we'll have to just be to Turkey one day.
You got to look up some old pictures real quick of Moscow, because this dude, he was talking all about that shit on that stream I was talking about. Yeah, I still haven't put in the chat yet. I keep forgetting. But here, let me just see if I can find something real quick.
Rose, I loved your stream earlier. You're so cute. You keep going, girl. And happy birthday. I love you.
Oh my.
What are you saying? Oh my.
I just a couple images popped up and it just, it blows you away. It's like you're looking at Aladdin. Well, I'm not screen sharing, huh? You're screen sharing. Let's get you
Yeah.
out of here. Damn it.
So correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody's seen the movie The Labyrinth with David Bowie, was his name Jared in that movie? I'm pretty sure it was Jared or something like that. I was looking up a lot of stuff about Jared Kushner last night and how he's like could be like the Antichrist, and then I was like, Jared, who David Bowie played in The Labyrinth was Jared, I think his name was, and he was the evil one. The king of the gargoyles or whatever.
Look at this stuff, dude. Like, that's just old.
Oh, yeah. The
Old
Kremlin.
ass Moscow pictures. Wow. 1943. Yeah. Give me a break, dude.
If you can find any of the older ones, even, of course, they've had an earthquake over there and stuff like that, but clearly there's mud everywhere.
I know. I don't know what I can look up. Moscow. Look up.
1900.
I'm gonna do 1800s. 1900?
Either one. Late 1800s. I don't think they started taking pictures over there until late 1800s, early 1900s.
There's something for you. There you go.
Look at that doorway.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Who walks through that? Fucking Hercules or something. Stuff's nuts.
Considering the way the people look and they can't even figure out how to make roads, okay? Why would you build an arch so fucking large? Okay, I can see how people want to be prominent, want to look like they have a lot of power and all this stuff. I get that stuff. But considering the time period and what the people had to work with, you see them with horse and buggies and stuff. I mean, seriously, and muddy roads.
That's what I'm saying. Look at that.
Yeah, and then it has all the Antiquitech on top still. So I think a lot of these buildings, wow, look at that one.
That's about to say that's a home run for you, huh?
I would love to go in there and check that the fuck out. Look at the archways and the doorways. How
say that shit's probably surrounded by troops.
And look how it's white at the bottom. There was kind of like a line at the bottom of that last line. Like as if it goes down further. Like they had dug that part out.
This is just crazy stuff. I wish I knew more about freaking Russia. I'd know what to look up and stuff, but what is this thing? Who the fuck built that, dude? Is that real? Is this like a movie? I don't know what that is. It's nuts. Clouds look real. I don't know.
Yeah, they might actually be real clouds.
I don't know, man. This is crazy. This is real? What is this thing? Who lives over here? Fuck this building. What's this? That's huge.
Wow.
Oh, even this one. Look at that's like the Aladdin crap. That's what I'm saying.
You know what it would take to build not just a dome, but a dome like that where it's sloping and peaking and stuff, and
to a point.
Geometry that goes into that, the precision,
the math, right? The math.
Yeah,
it's not fathomable in my opinion. I'm sorry, it's crazy. Not for people of 18 whatever. They found this shit.
A lot of people were talking about, well, what about the medieval castles? Did you see what they were building in medieval times? Well, the timeline is off. And I think a lot of these castles were found in their forms. They're not what they told us. Just like Buckingham Palace and all these other ones, the Louvre in France, the Chateau, I forget what it's called, but it's a huge estate, a huge palace and stuff in France. No bathrooms or nothing in it. They constructed this beautiful palace, huge, I don't know, 200 rooms or something, but they couldn't figure out bathrooms. Like,
really?
It just doesn't make sense, you know?
You know what I find kind of crazy about this picture is like this is clearly not built of stone. It's built of some other stuff. These are all built of brick. You know, these are probably helped built by some other thing. But if you notice, like all the other buildings, like in the background and over here, they're just regular ass buildings, and you have these bad Larrys over here. It's like, well, what if you guys have the ability and the technology and the criteria, whatever, to build something like this? Why can't everyone have something like that? You know, just put 5 or 6 families in per palace. You're good to go. You know what I'm
And also,
saying?
we were looking at San Francisco Bay the other night with what was it, like the 1850 to 1905 era, and
Yeah.
when I was the ships that were coming in to help build the city, and they had all the materials on it, because I'm really eager to know, where did all these materials come from? It's more clearly this is made of more than wood. Okay, so all the ships that I saw pictures of that were bringing in materials was all wood. They had wood stacked up everywhere. And the wood was for the people who were moving in, who were having to make their makeshift houses and stuff like that. So the smaller wood structures you see in the photos that we were looking at are the ones that were built by a lot of the people who were settling there and probably cleaning up a lot of that stuff.
Just
And
crazy.
adding on to these buildings as far as walkways, porches, or awnings, roofs and stuff that came out as shading for the sidewalks and stuff. Wow, look at that. What is that?
Is that real?
Is that
It's
real?
a video game? I
I
don't
don't even
know.
know. That is insane. It's like a beehive of domes or something with fucking Antiquitech everywhere.
This is nuts. This is what I'm saying. There's never evidence of people building it, but refurbishing all
Yeah, but
day.
click on that link. It says Grand something.
The Grand Russian Tour. Let's see what we
Okay,
got.
let's check that out.
How do you get this map out of here? I don't give a damn about the map. We just see here, blah, blah, blah. They're claiming this to be real. So let's take the tour.
I'm ready.
Oh, here we go. I can't tell if that's real. That looks like a Shrek movie.
It does, right? It's something out of like Neverland or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Is there a virtual tour?
Oh. No, I don't know. There's other shit here. Look at this stuff.
Towers to the domes.
Crazy. It's crazy. Russia's nuts, bro. Oh, that's nice.
Well, Russia was part of Tartaria.
I know. Exactly, right here.
And that looks all Arabian to me. It doesn't.
That's what I was about to say. Why does all these people like? Oh, it's crazy. Like, why you find the same stuff down in India and you find the same BS up in Mongolia, parts of China, even Russia, Moscow, St. Peter, whatever. It's all there. It's all the same. Just like all the pyramids all over South America, all the same. Were they all the same people? No, they're all inspired by the same type of being, most likely.
Right.
Ridiculous. I get some chemtrails at a church. I don't know. Even something like that. Like, what?
That archway. I mean, that's ridiculously high, that archway. What would go through there? What is that for?
I don't know. I don't want to know. That's weird. Okay. This could be just the top to something. They just built around it. This could be underneath. This could be like you get in a shaft and woo, you go down like fucking 30 stories or something. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's
in that movie Oblivion, where they show him walking on the surface of the mud, and he finds a hole and goes down, and he's in this fucking library from our time.
Oh wow. You know? That's like the Avatar I was telling you about, where they find like a chimney stack in the middle of a desert. It turns out to be the world's largest library.
Yeah. Oblivion, it's not about mud flood, but everything that surrounds the whole movie is clearly mud flood.
They just throw it in there.
Yeah, it's in everything of the whole movie. You could tell it's a mud flood.
The thing with this is like this whole like up here. This is a whole different like material structure than this. So it leads me to believe that this was here. This is the top of something. And wow, look at the effed up cross on top. That represents good stuff.
That's how it usually is. There's a ball or dome, a ball dome of some sort, and then the spire or cross like thing sticking out of the top of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they built this house around it to protect
Yeah.
people from figuring that out, apparently. Whoever lives here definitely either paid a penny or they're getting paid a nice penny to live there, so no one comes and realizes that underneath the grassy green here is a whole effing building.
I
It's
agree
crazy to think
100%.
about that. That's nuts. Oh, you can sleep somewhere. Oh, wow.
Was that a star fort? That's crazy looking.
It's like the palace. I
Wow.
don't know. That's crazy.
And that looks like a
Dungeons and shit.
red brick wall all the way around it. I could be wrong about it, but it looks kind of like the red brick.
It does. It's something like a red brownie or something, somewhere in there.
Each one of those towers have spires on them, or no? The ones
Not
going around
sure.
the wall.
There's a couple towers. You got a big wall. This is the front gate. Look at that thing. Son of a gun. That's crazy. Right on the canal. Whoever built these, they had some IQ. They were decently smart. Look at this son of a gun.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. These are all probably conductors of electricity on top that are just, looking like crosses to appease the public, in my opinion.
We don't know. These buildings could be using free energy and they don't get charged any electricity bills because they're still actually using it. Look at that arch. Exactly.
And the little one, that's for like your son or something. Oh, the kids go through this one, honey. Oh, okay. Because we're like 19 feet tall.
Exactly. And when you look at the floors on these buildings, even if you go into our buildings like Capitol buildings and stuff, each floor, each level is way bigger than what it needs to be for the average height human. Clearly, these were larger beings walking down these halls.
Look at the things all along the top. Statues that are probably some sort of free energy conduct. Wow, look at the stairway. I didn't see that. That goes down a couple. This should be more there.
Like the top part of the building there. I mean, that's a huge building, and most likely buildings like that have a lot more floors to them that we're not seeing.
Look at this over here. Oh, maybe not. Let's try that again.
Amazing how everything is ornate, extra, over the top kind of thing. Even with the World's Fairs, I mean, it was just so extra.
That's nuts. Yeah, I know. I mean, it cut off.
That's that Greek-looking architecture that everybody seems to have, and they label it Greek architecture. But is it really Greek?
You either find Greek, this Arabian-looking stuff, or some Aztec square pyramid shit. It's either that or nothing, literally, or some Egyptian pyramid stuff. But it's ridiculous. Even around all that are pillars and Greek shit. And then you go into like some Freemasonic temples and it's just ancient Egyptian stuff. And you're like, what? You're like, what are these people really doing? This is crazy. You could tell this goes down, huh? That's nuts. Imagine living there, I'm just going to go down to the shop, and take a swim. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I think you're right, Jen. These things aren't using electricity. That's crazy. Makes you think of like the bull crap at Disney, where those little, whatever they are, the Tinkerbell effing castles, were those always kind of there and they just built the little BS structure around them? Who really knows? This is nuts. Where'd Jen go? Did I lose her? I lost her.
I did jump
You're
out.
clicking. You got the hot finger today.
Like, I was opening another tab and then my StreamYard went away. So I was like,
I do that all the time. It sucks.
Scramble to go back.
It sucks.
I was trying to bring up coins from like the 1600s and stuff to show that it was actually an I and not a 1. It's hard to find ones that you can really see good on the dates. All right, here's one.
Yeah, Rose. I really wish they could, but they can't. The technology is not available to make buildings like that around here anymore. It sucks. It sucks. I know everything's so ugly. Big black square cube buildings. Like, oh yeah, that looks beautiful. If you're like an asshole or something, but not me.
Yeah. When you look at the architecture of the past and what we're bringing in as far as modern architecture, it's not very aesthetically pleasing. But then you have on the other end of the spectrum this overly ornate and extremely well built and designed buildings from the past that clearly last the test of time. They're still here. Hell, they made it through a mud flood. The buildings we're building today, fucking earthquakes the wrong way, and that shit's done.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, I'm just going back and forth with Rose here in the chat. She was like, yeah, it sucks that we suck now. It's not that we suck now. It's that our information is being suppressed and technology is being hidden. And like, you know, I'm not saying like you watch like I said, like a stupid little TV show like Avatar. Shit like that's probably possible in my opinion. But unfortunately, we're taught materialistic stuff, books, technology, indoctrination. I got my laptop here. That's the last thing that's on my mind is trying to see, what humans can do to manipulate the elements. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that they could probably do a little something. We could definitely do something if we put our minds and our energy and frequency to it. But unfortunately, I haven't. They didn't teach that in English class or history class.
That's the hidden knowledge. That's the
exactly.
Secret. But if you know how to astro travel and you're really good at it and you're hone that skill, I don't see why it wouldn't be possible for you to astro travel your consciousness into some type of an avatar that you would be able to link up with. Now, in the movie Avatar, they had to have some sort of DNA connection with that avatar. Now, then we get into, cloning and consciousness jumping and all this stuff like that. A lot of people don't want to give the elite that kind of credit. However, I do think that they have a lot of technology that's left over from the past reset. They know, they've lied about everything, where we're at, what we're on, how it all works, what things actually really are, the way our body actually even works. They've lied to us about the nature of viruses and how that all works and everything. I do think that there are people that have a certain ability and they use that ability in tandem with the technology that helps them to take their consciousness, or at least part of their consciousness, out of their body and into another either tech sort of a being vehicle that they can maneuver around in, or to just actually wake up in another part of the world, say on the other side of the plane, in another body that may be a clone of themselves. But they can bounce between bodies as far as their consciousness jumping from one body to the other. But it has to be like a clone of themselves. It wouldn't be like somebody else's random body or something. They would have a DNA connection with that other body.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a theory. I could be wrong.
I don't know. It sounds nuts.
Yeah.
But Sharp Smoke here is a good question. Is Mud Flood different from the Great Flood? I'll go first, and I think because the Great Flood is documented in so many accounts in history, and it happened so long ago, and we all have stories of that. It was prophesied in the Book of Enoch, which is old, old stuff. I think the mud floods are a result of either A, some sort of second or third incursion, or B, just Nephilim offspring intervening and giving us hidden technology. And then instead of wiping out the whole world again, because God knows that the book is not finished yet, he just, put them behind the ball. And I feel like a lot of these beings fled inside of the earth or to those outer territories that are possibly there through the ice wall. Mm-hmm. If it was that time of the year, whatever, I don't know. We don't know. They could have just had some crazy UFO shit that they just took off. And that's why, Nazis were really obsessed with that stuff. It's all there. Why do you think the Nazis ran around the whole world looking for evidence of occult stuff, interdimensional, whatever, everything we're talking about? They went to all these places looking for knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Argentina, Cairo, whatever, everywhere they went.
Yeah, they went looking for Shambhala, and they
were they found it, and they went up north. That's what brought them up north. Well, and the only reason the Shambhala monks let them
in Tibet that they were trying to get to.
They found it. Yeah. I believe they found it, and the monks there let them in because the monks understand everything as dark and light, kind of Freemasonic in a way without them really understanding the ways of the the Masons, the builders, but they had a direct understanding of light and darkness, yin and yang. That's how they roll. You know what I'm saying? Because they were the protectors of light, and they had a strong presence. But then now you have the Nazi side. They thought that they were going to be the ultra dark side that would mesh in together, creating the yin yang, perfecting it, you know, the balance of darkness and light, and that he would be able to go in there and talk to the master keepers. So that's exactly what they were hiding down there. There's monks that don't speak, that guard doorways in Nepal. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak. What?
Can you highlight Pirate's question here, or his comment? It says, Jen, I found over 40 people claiming that Greys stole their astral energy, transferred consciousness, floated, etc. The Greys are demonic, and whether there's some sort of a hybrid tech demonic organism of some sort, I don't know, but they're definitely not here to help us. And they don't come from Zeta Reticuli. So if they're stealing energy from people, it's because, that's what they do. They're demonic. The Greys may also be the Darrow. The descriptions of the Darrow.
That's what I was about to get into. Absolutely.
They may use a shield that looks like, say, a hologram over the real look of them, because the real look of them, there's one feature that stands out that doesn't stand out on the Greys, is this really long, narrow nose that hangs down past their chin. It kind of looks like an elephant nose.
Are you talking the other guys?
That would be the Darrow. But the Greys, when you look at the Greys hardly have no nose at all. But the shape of the head and the bulbous eyes and stuff like that, and the narrowing towards the chin, that all is like there. And they're not very tall. They're like 3-4 feet tall. The only difference is this long nose thing. And they barely have mouths, like little slits or whatever. So, and there you go. And that's the Grey, or that would be even what you would call a Darrow, I think. He's kind of got a long nose there, as opposed to what the other, the Greys that people describe looking like.
Yeah.
Put some kind of cloaking thing over them to disguise what they really look like when they're coming to take people, and they do take people. There are many people going missing. You've listened to Missing People 411, or in the National Forest, Missing People 411, David Black.
Oh, yeah. You know what the crazy thing is? It's like none of these things really started to happen until Aleister Crowley did his little ritual bringing lamb in, and then H.P. Lovecraft and Jack Parsons did another ritual, and then stuff started really happening in the late 40s. I mean, late 30s, early 40s. Because this dude, he did this little ritual in like 1920, 1918.
Yeah.
And since then, it's really kicked off. There wasn't really much of any, like there were, UF sightings here and there, like, pictures and, people drew and shit like that. But
well, when you open something like that, it's like putting a hole.
You can't close the door like that.
It's just going to come seeping through more and more and more. I mean, it's never going to.
Exactly.
So now look at where we're at. You got Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know if you've looked at
that place is nuts.
That's some crazy shit. And Dogman's been spotted out there too.
Yeah, even if you go up to like Mount Shasta, it'd be nuts over there in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the thing about Crowley, he died before he could finish the closing ceremony with this dude. So whatever that means, And ever since then, you got gray, quote unquote, aliens abducting people and effing with shit. And you have H.P. Lovecraft and Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons doing other rituals. And then out of nowhere, Roswell, New Mexico happens. And then Area 51, whatever, Then it really started to pick up after that. You had the sightings over D.C. and just nut stuff,
Well, the Men in Black had that in the movie. Men in Black had that technology where they had that little wand and they could put it in front of your face. Oh, yeah.
And you don't know what just happened.
And they had the Darrow have that technology, except what they say they do with their wand is they actually touch it to the temple of your head or touch it to the top of your head, and it'll just knock you out and you won't remember what happened to you. So that's interesting that they have that technology. Of course, the movies put out the truth. They just don't put the whole truth out. Be like, okay, well, the Men in Black have this wand thing and all they do is hold it in front of you and say something, when actually, there's technology, but that's not how you use it. You touch it to the head. So yeah, Hollywood does give us a lot of truths, but they don't give us the whole truth all the time. Sometimes you have to find pieces to the puzzle. Like when you look at the Adjustment Bureau and how that all focuses on portals and doorways, and these hat men that have to wear this hat in order to get through the doorways to go to through another portal and stuff. So even though they're in the middle of Manhattan at a building, say, 342 19th Street or something, and they walk into a door, they'll walk out in, like, say, Hong Kong in the middle of, rush hour, and they're Tokyo or something, Hong Kong, whatever. So that's really interesting how people say things about Dogman and even Bigfoot, how they seem to be there 1 minute and gone the next. And they're such massive creatures. How could they just be there 1 second and then it's almost like they've shifted through a portal or something? Like, I've heard many people refer to that. It's just a lot of interesting things going on in our world. We don't know anything about our world. We've lived here this whole time and we didn't even know it was fucking flat. It was right in our face.
Right.
Tartaria right in our face. Tranny Man right in front of our face. I mean, it's crazy. And it's like, wait, where have I been? I've been right here this whole time, but yet I was under a spell. The spell's wearing off. The veil's being lifted. This is the time of revealing. All is being revealed. That's what the apocalypse is. It's, the truth is being revealed. The true nature of everything is being revealed. So whatever lie that was lying over the truth is now going to be revealed, and the truth will come up. So that's what we're seeing now. And especially with all this architecture that's been right in front of our faces that nobody ever thought to ask, well, why is it so grandioso and over the top when these people are just starting to build a city? How did they get this material and mine it all out and have the machinery to make the stuff to even do this stuff and ship it? Muddy roads everywhere, horses and buggies and stuff. You look at what it takes today to build a building. Anything that's of worth, a real building to build, what they have to do is moving in materials and stuff like that. And it still take them a couple of years to build a building. How long were some of these buildings took 25 years to build, and then the very next year there's a fire or an earthquake? It's insanity.
It is. It's ridiculous.
They just decided to tear down. I mean, beautiful buildings. I think there's one in Chicago, or it could be in New York. And also the building that Tesla stayed in, which was called I think it was the New Yorker he was in. That building is a Tartarian building, and it had free energy in it. And when they took his Tesla tower and he was broke and he was old and living out of this hotel, he figured out how to use the technology that was already built into that hotel. And he was doing a lot of experiments there. And people say there was a lot of things going on in that building that were really strange with the lighting and stuff. But a lot of these buildings themselves are not just buildings. They're harnessers of energy. And we're just using them as habitation or for business reasons and stuff. When actually they have a whole nother purpose besides.
People have no idea.
Yeah.
People have no idea. And like you were saying, the whole Men in Black thing with the mind wipers, whatever. Maybe these little temperature taker things like Lava Eye or one here says that could be, I'm not saying those are those, but maybe that's like a normalization, getting people like ready to get something in their face and then boom, like, oh, who am I? Who are you? All this other shit.
It's
ridiculous.
Very strange because I had to go up to my old job and get some stuff out of the cart that I used to use because my job ended like a month before this whole thing started. It was already, we were having trouble and stuff, but I had some stuff in my cart that the carts are still in the back. So I had to go through Walmart management to get back there. And they're like, well, you have to go over to automotive and get your temperature taken. And I'm like, well, I'm not working here today. I'm just going back to the cart. I was a third party vendor here and everything. Like everybody who comes in has to go to the back or anything has to get their temperature taken. This lady holds up one of these guns to my forehead. Doesn't tell me what it says. She just says, okay, you're good. She says, she hands me a mask. I'm like, oh, I won't need that. And I just walked away from her. I didn't even take it. But all the Walmart people are required to wear one all fucking day long. And I tell all the girls, because I know some of the girls that work there, because I used to be in their presidents, they'd be walking around me all day long. And I'd be like, look, do they even tell you wearing that thing all day is not good for your health? I mean, has anybody even give you a pamphlet or any type of information about this? It's like, no, here's a mask. You're required to wear it. If you don't wear it, you don't fucking work. So they're like, we got to work.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. These people and their little temperature crap, put your mask on. These people are out of control. Yeah, double fingers, absolutely. Absolutely. But you want to take 5 real quick?
Okay, that sounds good.
I got the it's not a new song by ODD, but he released that kick-ass music video to Keep on Fighting yesterday.
Oh yeah, I heard that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty badass. So I'm gonna let that play out, and we'll be back in just about 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Boom.
I'm sick of living in this world. This shit is driving me insane. All the hatred, all the bloodshed, all the anger and the pain. They try to pump us full of fear, but I will not let them frighten me. And I'ma keep on fighting till I ain't got no more fight. I'm sick of living in this world. This shit is driving me insane. All the hatred, all the bloodshed, all the anger and the pain. They try to pump us full of fear, but I will not let them frighten me. And I'ma keep on fighting till I ain't got no more fighting me. Rule number 1, I'll never follow any rules. Cause if I wanna do something, I'll do it if I choose. And part of it is just principle. Hard to get cause I'm sensible. That's the reason I believe I'm a targeted individual. Our reality's fictional. This is all just a lie. We're all controlled by the pinnacle of the all-seeing eye. And if you ever wake up to this, you just live with a burden. You must unlearn what you have learned, but then there is no returning. You always feel something burning deep in the core of your mind. Because you know if you go looking that there's more you can find. So you research all the time and see things are not what you thought. But no matter what truth you discover, you're not gonna stop. You're on the ultimate quest to find what's real and what isn't. Sometimes it's hard to recognize the beast when living up in it. But hey, you did it, you made it, no longer stuck in the matrix. Only to realize that it sucks and you hate it. I'm sick of living in this world, this shit is driving me insane. All the hatred, all the bloodshed, all the anger and the pain. They try to pump us full of fear, but I will not let them frighten me. And I'ma keep on fighting till I ain't got no more fight. I'm sick of living in this world, this shit is driving me insane. All the hatred, all the bloodshed, all the anger and the pain. They try to pump us full of fear, but I will not let them frighten me. And I'ma keep on fighting till I ain't got no more fighting me. They tell the truth in the movies and then they lie on the news. When I say they, I mean the Jesuits and Zionist Jews. So I gotta let the humans know we're living in the Truman Show. They bend us over backwards and they screw us in the booty hole. Tax us to death until we have nothing left. And that's just one of the many ways that they have us oppressed. We haven't progressed. Advanced tech, they have it suppressed. I don't feel blessed. This situation just has me depressed. We the people are deceived and I'm pursuing the proof. 3 things cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. What a surprise, you finally uncovered the lies. You can spot the puppets cause they cover one of their eyes. They are traitors to humanity, New World Order sellout. We don't want you here no more, so you can get the hell out. The world is just a stage and now we're booing you off it. Cause we're done with all this bullshit, so stop it. I'm sick of living in this world, this shit is driving me insane. All the hatred, all the bloodshed, all the anger and the pain. They try to pump us full of fear, but I will not let them frighten me. And I'ma keep on fighting till I ain't got no more fight. I'm sick of living in this world, this shit is driving me insane. All the hatred, all the bloodshed, all the anger and the pain. They try to pump us full of fear, but I will not let them frighten me. And I'ma keep on fighting till I ain't got no more fighting me.
Can you hold it for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, no problem. Say hi. I never said hi to the little echo. All right, I'm going to start with Tom Muir. What's going on? Zal, what's up? Moxus, Zal Moxus. Lava One, Rob Morrill, what's going on? Pirate, what's up? Awesome Austin, Larology Young 3, what's going on? That's a new name. Iron FE, what's up? What's up? Scotty, hi to you, Scotty. Okay, Rose 777, happy birthday again, girl. Todd Brady, formerly TB. It's a really good show tonight. I was enjoying this topic. I love mud flood, and there's still so much to cover. I mean, I really want to keep digging into this and tearing it apart. We got Sharp Smoke. What's up? MT Cali 70. What's going on? Formerly healthy living and other things. If you haven't subscribed to MT Cali 70, check out her channel. She's got a lot of good stuff. Third Party, what's up? Who else we got? People. Ceiling Fan Man, there you are. What's going on? Doll Face, my Doll Face, what's up? Salted Cedar, love ya. Deborah O'Connor. I think I got everybody so far. If I missed anybody, oh, here, wait. Damsel Medic, what's going on? I missed you. I'm sorry. IB McFly, Truth Seeker, Ceiling Fan Man. And if I missed anybody else, I love you guys.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to finish up my dab.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Took forever for it to light up. I mean, like I did it too hot, so I had to wait, and then the song ended. I'm like, oh crap. Oh,
I'm old school. I just light it and go.
What is this? Someone just sent me something interesting.
Sweet. Bring it up.
Hold on. The United States is still a British colony. Guess who owns the UN? Looks like the Vatican. Interesting. Oh. That's what I'm saying. All right, that's something to bring up on a different show. That's a lot. All right, that's good stuff. Here, I gotta. Is that open in a tab? Let me just thank the person who sent me that real quick. That's interesting. We'll get into that in a different show. It's just showing who owns all this bitch, you know?
Yeah, and that gets back into Admiralty law and why we're under that and the capital name as well. Once you start and the Vatican has all the souls to the children when they're born. That's what they take, the footprint of the child takes their soul.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that stuff.
All that mumbo jumbo ridiculous stuff. But all right, let's bring up a couple more things here. Okay, we already covered that. We got here Dendera, Egypt. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but look at this. Right. Look at that. Like, what? You're telling me that people in the year like fucking BC, whatever, built this? Give me a break.
Now this is similar. This is similar to what's that thing called? Petra. If you look at Petra, after we're done these Egyptian pictures, we'll go over to Petra and look at that architecture carved right out of the rock face itself. And then the massive doorways that it's just unbelievable.
It's so crazy. Like, look at this stuff. Like, look at the precision of the drawings on the walls. This dude got like a halo above them.
And I think that these people, if you take them off of the wall and put them down on the ground, they would fit perfectly through those doorways. I think they're depicting the correct height of these people, even though they're up a couple of feet onto the wall. If you look at it, there you go. There's another one. I think that's in some type of an incubator. I don't think it's really a light bulb per se. I think there's a lot.
I think it's that thing we see in the sky. There's a snake inside of it. That's nice. Coming through a flower. That's good stuff.
Incubating some sort of a reptilian being in there.
Nice. Look, it might be like that whatever that is there, the not Starlink, I was talking about that SpaceX, whatever they claim is in the sky there. So the big white thing.
Yeah, the Starlink, is this like Skynet, like Starlink, like it's going to be all over the sky and it's going to like maybe that's something like
I was just pretty much, I made that video to ask questions more than have answers because I don't know dick about it, but it looks crazy.
Have you seen it on a YouTube video or anything, what it looks like when it's going across the sky, this Starlink stuff?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. After we get into all this, I'll bring it up. I gotta in my video. There's like a minute clip of it in there somewhere. But Bob and the whole Glowbusters thing, they did a 3-hour episode on it the other night. It was pretty gnarly. I listened to a little bit and I was looking at it, and he thinks it looks like it's like Morse code in the sky or something. And I'm like, maybe, bro. I was like, this stuff is nuts, man. Stuff is nuts. Look at this thing. The bowl with an egg on it. I don't even know, man. These people.
That's the sun. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the sun. That's Ra.
Who's this nigga? Look at that thing.
Wow. That's
On a
pretty
snake.
unusual.
Come on, on a
Yep.
snake. What kind of, who draws this stuff? See, this is like that boat from fucking I Pet Goat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what
Look
you're
at
talking
that. You
about.
got the old pyramid with the eye over here. Come on, man. These people and their stories. So that's Dandira. Let's go to Edfu. Whatever. Look at that. Give me a break. Like, come on.
Yeah, that thing is massive. I mean, the people are, I think there's a couple guys sitting on the floor, right up against the wall, maybe. But if they stood up, they're like not even, yeah, okay, there's a trash can right there. So that gives you an idea of how massive this place is. If you take these people that are up on the buildings, put them down on the ground and walk them through that walkway, you can tell that it clearly was made for them. And they did exist.
Little
Look at the
people.
people.
Look at the big doorway. Yeah, right. This
And the
dude
big
would fit
people.
perfect through there, even with his little hat on or whatever.
Exactly. Well, every doorway, like even our doorways, when we walk through them, there's a couple of feet above our heads. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it seems to be the same for the giants.
These places are nuts, man. These places are nuts. Like, come on. Like, what? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And like I'm saying, like, not like similar in the sense of structure base of the whole Tartarian stuff, but ancient stuff that is impossible to be built by ancient humans of the time because we couldn't build them now. And people are like, "Oh, you're not giving them enough credit." Blah blah. I'm like, "Yo,
No,
they
I
were
think
helped. They were helped
they were
by other
helpers.
things.
Exactly, dude.
The
They
watchers,
were
the builders. They created the masons."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
real quick, before I forget this train of thought, I know you just sent me something, but you know how like the Illuminati was like formed in like 1770 something, and the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry was like 1717, and all this 1700 stuff with secret societies. Because that dude he was talking about how there was like incursions possibly going on in the 1700s, and that's when the birthing of these secret societies happened. You know?
So here's my theory on what happened. We lived during the time of these giants, these people who did
a lot of people
live
did.
in these buildings. Okay, so
a couple times.
I think that we became either at war with them at some point, or we found an opportunity to use one of their weapons against them, and somehow we created that mud flood that took place. It may have been not a natural reset, but enough of a reset to knock out a lot of these giants, because maybe there were starting to be more smaller people our size than of them, and maybe they were starting to taper off at some point, and you know the smaller people didn't want to be the help anymore. They wanted to be the guys on top, and the only way to be the guys on top is to bury these motherfuckers. It's just a theory. I don't know. But to me, I think it's some sort of a war that took place. Like the fabled story of Atlantis, where they had all this technology, but they misused it. And that's how the city sunk. I think somehow there was some sort of technology, possibly similar to Tesla technology, because he said that he could tune into the frequency of the earth and crack it in half. Well, if you can do that, you can certainly create a mud flood. So if you put the right vibrational frequency through the earth, you can create liquefaction all around you, and the ground will just swallow you up.
That's what I'm saying. Like some crazy shit like that. Like you start acting up, and something upstairs is gonna be like, well, look at Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, they were doing some bad stuff there, and you got fire rain down on them. Balls of sulfur, which you can find today. Maybe we'll get that video up in a little bit. But what you just sent me here is interesting.
It's no accident that smaller humans, as opposed to these larger human beings, because clearly they were human, they were just larger. I don't know if they were all Nephilim or how the whole Tartarian bloodline thing went or everything like that.
Right. They were big, man.
I know there's a biblical flood that took place to wipe out the incursion that took there with the fallen angels and women and making them the giants and the Nephilim. And then clearly they made it through to that last flood. Somehow God missed a few. I don't know how that happens. He's God. I mean, you think he's infallible and he just wiped them all out. So I'm not sure what this whole story is actually all about and what we're missing out of it.
Well, it's probably part of the plan, you know, to keep temptation around, free will. You know, what would free will be if there's nothing to tempt us? You know what I'm saying?
So if the giants
it was
were
allowed.
literally in a land that was north of Russia, and they were mating and populating, their offspring would be maybe not quite as big as them, but a little bit smaller. It's Tartarian size. Maybe you're talking about 20, 30 feet, maybe 15 to 20 feet. Who knows?
Right.
Where the actual offspring of the giants or the fallen angels who created the giants and their first offsprings might have been a lot taller, maybe like 50, 60 feet tall or something. Those all got wiped out. I just feel like somehow it's not some accident that small people wound up coming through this whole thing and taking over everything. And clearly,
most of the kids were sent out. It seems like the adults in the cities, they probably got wiped out too with all this, or I don't know.
There's a huge chunk to the story. Well, clearly this whole chunk of itself was missing because this only happened within the last 500 years. I could say maybe 200-300 years ago.
I would say,
within the last 500 years, clearly a mud flood took place.
I was say 7 just to be safe, because
once that happens, when you start moving into the 1900s and you start seeing pictures of Berlin, of Germany, all over the place, there's black hats everywhere. There's millions of people, like hundreds of thousands of people everywhere. It's like, where do they all come from? We go from deserted streets to now there's just thousands of people, like hundreds of thousands, millions of people everywhere. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It is. And
to that level,
what was I going to say?
And everything. I think somehow we sabotaged the giants, used their own technology against them, or found an opportunity or a weakness and went for it. And maybe it didn't bode well for some smaller people. Maybe a lot of small people did get wiped out. Maybe that's the 6-10 million bones under Paris. They had to hide them somewhere.
Right, who knows?
That's where all these kids came from. These 10 million people that aren't here anymore. But I just felt like there's a big chunk missing to this whole mud flood thing. We're just starting to peel it all back and figure it out, and how it actually fit into the whole biblical story. There's
that's what I'm saying.
Then there's the biblical flood, which is further back in time, which is probably about 2,000 years ago.
I don't know about 2,000. I'd say about 4.
Oh, 4,000?
Maybe. I don't know. But the thing is, like you said, there's a whole chunk of time missing. And I feel like the Bible was finished and written before these other incursions and mud floods happened. You know what I'm saying? So we get a really good picture of the beginning and a descriptive picture of what's going to happen in the end. Everything in the middle has been hidden history, and it's up to us to figure out exactly what it is. We could be barking at a dead tree right now for all we know, but at the same time, we could be hitting on something like really close to home. And this is why you don't see a lot of people doing mud flood streams or giant doorways, ancient history. Everyone's all worried about here and now, but you got to understand what happened. Not even just at the beginning. That's a whole nother story. You need to understand that, but you need to understand what's happened, because before recent recorded history, let's call it, like from 1750 and back, that's a coin flip. That's up in the air for me. All that stuff is either debatable or just is completely wrong. Yeah, it's all about the Cain bloodline. They had to carry that shit out somehow. And I feel like maybe the flood gave too much traction. There was a Tartarian city here, there's a Tartarian city there, over here. And then God was just like, hey, too many of them, we got to level the playing field a little bit, and just wipe them out. And I don't know. I'm just speculating. It's all nuts. But like I said, that video that I sent you from Zen Garcia, he interviewed some other guy. I can't remember his name, but he was going nuts on this stuff, man. Like, I was like, wow, like I got to pull over before I get hit by something. I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, just spacing out listening to this shit. Yeah, it was all mud flood and Russia and whatever, all the crazy stuff we talked about, like just the other night. And this dude, it was like suggested, like, an 11-month-old stream, and you hit it. I'm like, wow, man, this is nuts.
I think the mud flood came in, however it came in, and they had to wait a certain amount of time.
It could have been 2 or 3
in certain areas for everything to settle, but that could have took a good 20 years even, and they have to send their scouts in to scout these places out. What intrigues me about San Francisco, when you look at San Francisco, you have to imagine San Francisco with trees and foliage and all this stuff like that these people would have had to have spent a good amount of time ripping trees out and smoothing over the land. Even though it's hilly, you have to get rid of all that foliage. Okay, it wasn't just like this beautiful meadow where they just came in on the prairie and started building their shit. Okay,
Right.
Look at the
A
rest
lot
of
of shit was just here.
Yeah. So clearly, they rolled into town. Everything was mud flooded, and they just decided to scout it out and repopulate it. Because where would these people have had the time to strip the whole landscape of all foliage? Because if you look at fucking San Francisco, there's nothing there but roads and houses and mud. Okay,
What I'm saying, like, we gotta find like some fucking old Indian like tribe members to talk
trees in
to.
once in a while. I'm sorry, you'll see little trees being planted, but there's nothing there. I mean, it's mud flooded. So I find it interesting about the time frame between when the mud flood happened, when it settled, because you can't just, go out into the mud after the rain stops or whatever like that. You got to wait a few days before you can go running around in the mud and stuff, or you'll sink right into it. And
Right.
these houses, some of them are next they tell us they built these houses, right? But you don't build a house next to a huge wall of mud. That's like over top the size of the house.
Yeah. It's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
So we're talking about mountains of mud, literally mountains of mud.
Something happened. I don't know,
some
man.
areas could be covered up to where we don't even see the tops of the buildings like most of the cities that we see, to where there's still, say, a good, I don't know, maybe like 100, 200 feet of mud on top of a complete city that's laying below on a lower valley somewhere that we just see as like a flat plane of dirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That actually was mud.
You know what's kind of crazy is, like Larry just said here, the Tower of Babel. It's debated on where exactly the Tower of Babel is. Let's just say, it's in Rome at the Leaning Tower of Pisa that, just happens to be missing a fucking roof and is, going up and up and up and up and up in a spiral type deal, sort of like how those depictions are. So let's just pretend for a minute it was right there, and then that Rome looks like it got beat with a mud flood. You know what I'm saying? So what if that the Tower of Babel story was secretly like the first mud flood, and that was like God's message, like, hey, you guys start doing this, we're gonna F your languages up and we're gonna send a flood that's gonna, real quick or whatever. Because I feel like the whole world was, like one piece then, and then that was the first time they used free energy to try to crack the firmament. And he was like, yeah, right. Boom. Flatten out the earth and everything just, spread out. The continents happened. And then maybe that's how Rome got beat with the mud flood. Because I feel like their mud flood happened a long time ago. I feel like there was multiple ones. There was the Great Flood, obviously. But wherever the Tower of Babel was, that could have been like where the first example of a mud, like, this is what's going to happen, humans, if you start using free energy and trying to beat the ether and crack the firmament. And then you got places like Moscow that are nothing but stuff like that. And then even stuff over here in San Francisco, maybe that's why they got bombed. Maybe there was like a Christian military group, or I'm just speculating. I'm just making stuff up, really.
I'm
but
speculating as
who
well.
even knows,
I have an idea
crazy.
that I think that the architecture in Greece, like the Parthenon and all that, the ruins in Rome, they may seem like they're old because they're more ruined and damaged. But I think that they went through the same mud flood. It's just that may have been more of the epicenter of what caused the mud flood, or where it originated from, like the epicenter, that they're more damaged. They're more broke up and all this stuff like that, where a lot of the other buildings on the outer part of the lands of the plain experienced the mud flood, but didn't experience the force of what brought the mud flood to fruition.
Oh yeah, there's clear places of like straight epicenters, like right where it came down,
Yeah, like when you go into and look at all the Roman stuff, like say you're in Rome and you're looking at the Roman ruins there and stuff, a lot of them are on lower ground levels. Like they've had to have been dug out, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And, a lot of the other structures too, you can see that the rocks are embedded half in the ground, half out and stuff, or it's on a sloping thing, a slope of some sort. There's been many times they've dug under Rome and stuff and found all kinds of catacombs and everything, things that shouldn't be there that are there. So there's clearly a lot going on under there.
Funny, they find stuff like that everywhere. That's crazy. But here, let's get into what you just sent me here with Petra.
Oh,
'Cause that's my background, or the what's it called, the thumbnail.
I
That's
love
my
that.
thumbnail. I didn't even know what it was. I just typed in ancient architect, and this is the first thing that popped up. And
Yes.
like this blew my biscuits. Like what in the heck? In the
And
side of a mountain or
look at
whatever.
how small the people are. I mean, it's
Right,
insane.
dude.
You scrolling anymore?
Here, let me get a clearer image. Let me see what we got down low. Because that one you got to do some like real zoom
If you
out.
go to just to the left of where you're at on this, yeah, one more over into the white part, down, right below that one. That one there. That one there is amazing. And that doorway is fucking like 20 feet high. And when you
No, that's like 25, 30 feet high.
when you
That's
go in
big.
there, it's a
That's a
massive
camel.
chamber. Massive chamber. It's definitely for giants.
Well, what's inside this massive chamber? Is it like an inside picture or something?
Yeah, I think maybe if you click on the link of that picture, it'll
What
probably
is
show
this,
you.
bro? Is this how you get there?
Dude, this is all through Petra. They made houses in the rock side. Now, I'm surmising that maybe that's just not rock. Maybe that's mud that consumed these houses.
Holy
I don't know.
Schnizer.
I mean, that could be one petrified.
This looks like the Grand Canyon, my bro. Like
No,
what?
right?
And they got beat. That's
When you go
crazy.
look at Petra, like all the carvings, they even have an amphitheater.
Let me see if we can get inside this bitch.
I think, yeah, one of those pictures right there is inside the room.
What is this? Hold on.
That's the amphitheater.
That's nuts, dude. It's
Yeah.
like every mining thing. Remember?
It's massive.
Remember?
Yep. But
How
it's
nuts
massive
is that?
in there.
This is creepy, man. Like not like scary creepy, but like what was going on back in the day here? What we got? You got, I guess that's inside of something. What's this? That's not best. Who knows?
Yeah, that's inside that one that you're looking at there, with the outside face of it. That would be the inside chamber. It's carved right out of the rock, it looks like, but it's like, is it rock? Is it petrified? Is it some sort of heat that took place there? It's really bizarre.
Yeah, all this stuff is nuts. Look at that, dude. Are you serious?
And look how small people are, guy. Just look how small the people are, okay?
I know, that's a dude on a camel. He would.
Yeah, and look at that doorway.
Yeah, that's for a big camel and a big dude. Yeah, you got like Poseidon or some shit, the old wreath, the old Roman shit in the middle of the desert, no big deal.
That the nomadic people at the time would have carved. I mean, this is
pillars.
like
this is Greek-looking pillars. Yeah, whatever, same thing. Mediterranean. You know what I'm saying? Up over there, in the middle of the fucking desert in Jordan. Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's inside there. That's nuts, dude. It looks like fucking. This is where they get their images for Jupiter.
Yeah, right. It looks like Jupiter for sure.
God, what is going on these days, man? These people are nuts. That's crazy. What is that, dude?
Petra. When you walk around Petra, if you take like a tour of Petra and look at a video going through there, I mean, it's amazing the stuff that's in there.
Look at all this shit. You got the eagle thingy, Phoenix rising, back of the dollar bill shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but you got the bull again. He's chilling. That's nuts, man. All this stuff is nuts. Wow. So since we're in the Egypt stuff.
This isn't a canyon, Petra. It's in.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go back here for a second. It's literally like carved in a fucking wall. Like, are you serious?
Entrance, if you type in entrance to Petra, you'll see how you come through this canyon. That the only way to get to it is through this canyon, and it's real hidden and stuff. And when you come in, you'll see that one grand doorway with that beautiful carved out sculptural face of it. But yeah, there's people coming through the canyon on their way into Petra.
That's nuts, dude.
Like right there. If you click on that first one at the top of the row there, On the left-hand side, keep going over that all the way over. There you go. Click that one. That's when you're just entering into Petra and you come up upon that thing with the massive doorway.
Yeah, fuck that. I would love to be an explorer, but I'll just walk up to that and be like, "Oh, we found it. Let's go home."
Oh, there's so much stuff to explore there, though. I mean, the buildings are crazy. There's so much architecture through there.
So I'm saying, like, if I was born the year like 1801, like, yeah, I'd be your boy, like doing Indiana Jones shit out here, like fighting off pirates, going into places like this, booby traps, whatever. That's crazy. We got Lost City. Let's see what that's about. Oh, it's just the same thing. Look at this thing.
Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, this is some of the crazy architecture through Petra. I mean, it's just
this got beat, my friend. This got beat. Some water, something.
It's like it got covered with mud and petrified.
That's what I'm saying. Petra, exactly.
Yeah, petrified.
Exactly. I'm petrified looking at this stuff. And just the crazy effing way you gotta get up here. Let's go through all these crazy caves and tunnels and bullshit.
That reminds me of what's that, Silent Hill or something with the caves and the creepy people.
I ain't seen that shit. Oh yeah, let's go here at night. What kind of?
Oh, I would love to go there at night.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You're like every girl I've ever met. Like curiosity never killed that cat, I guess.
Yeah, look how beautiful it is at night. I mean,
oh my god. Yeah, it's beautiful till you hear like, oh, or some scary shit coming out of there.
Or a growl in your ear.
Oh my god, right. Someone starts grabbing your leg, you look down, there's no one there, be like,
dude, right. You know what's gonna happen if they grab my leg.
Oh shit.
I never came home without it.
That's crazy. All right, so what I got here, how do you say this? The mosque? The Mosque, the mosque of Sultan El Gore, Gelhor. And this is like some old ass shit. And I saw it in a video and I looked it up and this is what I got. And I'm just saying, like, the architect, and this is like in the middle of Egypt too. You know what I'm saying? It's in Cairo.
Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes. That's what I meant to say. The Hills Have Eyes. That creepy movie with the caves. Yep. Thanks, Pirate.
Like clearly, this is an artist conception. Obviously,
and look how small the people are, guys. Look at how small.
Look at the doorway.
Are you
kidding? Look at this like weird thing they're worshiping in the center here. Watch that new Independence Day film. Something like that comes to Earth, and it's AI, and it's nuts. But look at all the things along the top. Some sort of transmitters, I assume. That's what I'm saying. Nothing new under the sun, people. 5G. 5G is the same thing, but it's a lot uglier.
Can you zoom in on the tower up in the background there? Because it looks like, yeah, that's got that Antiquitech on it. That's the same as that other building where the tech lit up and started working. It had that same exact circular spiral on it, spires.
What was that one we were looking at with the fireworks coming out the other night? That was nuts.
The fireworks?
Whatever they were.
That was the fair from 1915.
That's nuts.
Fair in San Francisco.
Look at the checkerboard on the floor, 8x8.
The doorways
are. Look at the precision. It's like
no reason to make that doorway that fucking massive and do all of that extra work in this grandioso form for these small people. It's just like, it's like obvious we're the little people.
It's crazy, dude. It is so crazy. All right, got a couple more here. We got Abu Simbel in Egypt. Nut stuff. Like, look at that, dude. Like, come on.
I thought that little thing in the center there was an alien for quite some time.
I'd be shitting my brains out.
There's a little person who they may have revered amongst the gods or something.
I mean, he's pretty tall looking compared to what a human would look like. Let me get a picture with some people in this bitch, because
right there at the bottom right-hand corner is some people of that picture you're on, I think. Looks like
where? Oh yeah, look at that. That's what I'm saying. That's a person.
Yeah.
Even this dude's giant. So this is clearly a Nephilim offspring, and this is just like someone that fell down from heaven or whatever, you know? because he's got some symbolic head shit. Look, they got a cobra ass looking head, and that's the size of a human. That's like he looks like he's like 6'1". That's a decently tall human, a little lanky. He's like about this. That's exactly what I'm
that's
saying.
a human. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You can watch your toes on a good day.
Again, the doorways even to this building between the four giants, there is that huge doorway. And look at the people.
Dude. The perfect doorway for this guy up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this. They got their little dog out here or whatever. Owl. I don't even know. It's so crazy. And then like when you hit like inside the shrine, nuts, dude. Like nuts.
Yeah,
like, look at this stuff.
It's the land of the giants.
Right. What if these are all just like tombs and there's like fucking mummified bones inside this shit?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, it's really strange the way some of these are petrified, or they could actually be petrified giants standing there. You know what I mean? Like one of the statues in Egypt fell over, and you could see inside of it, and it wasn't what they expected to see inside this statue. It had what looked like bones inside it, like a chest cavity and stuff.
That's crazy. Look at this dude wearing the thingy ding on his head there. That's nuts.
Giants like their hats. I guess they have weird heads or something. Maybe it has to do with hiding.
That's what I'm saying. That elongated hat, the head they gotta hide. You know, that's why they all be wearing like turbans. That this dude clearly got knocked off and whatever. This thing is whatever. See, he got an elongated skull. They got to put the little scully cap on because they're not from here. I'm saying. I'm just look at the size of this little human. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's me. There's something that my ancestor made. Yeah, right. I'm saying maybe with some help, but not straight up.
That looks like it's from Iraq or something. That picture. But even when you look at Iraq stuff and there's ziggurats over there and stuff, it's all massive.
This is like allegedly when they found it. This is a picture out of the video I was watching earlier.
Right there. Look, they're covered up. They had to dig it out. It's mud flood.
Wow. Look at this shit, dude.
Wow. That's really nice preserved.
Nuts, bro.
They all
look
were
at the door. The giant sign for big boys that walk through there, I guess. That's crazy. This place is nuts, dude. Abu Simbel. That's so crazy. Let's get another look at these people in here. That's crazy. Just unbelievable stuff, you know?
Yeah.
This one's even crazier. You got the Temple of Luxor in Egypt, and it's just like all this crazy stuff. You got the obelisk in the middle, two giant walls, and just like columns of things and whatever.
The doorway there.
I think this is what it would have looked like back in the day. Clearly not, or you know what they think it may have looked like, but all that other shit looks crazy down there. But it's just like look at all these columns. Like what? Perfect. You serious?
Exactly, dude. There's no way that they had that. Small people of our size had the technology and means to move the stuff the way they're saying. I mean,
huge, bro. And there's like petroglyphs and hieroglyphs all over it. Perfectly made too, you know?
And look how small these people are. I mean, they're just tiny.
Microscopic. I'm not trying to like say like humans are puny little pieces of turds, but like they didn't make this.
Yeah, look at that fucking door.
I'm just saying. I don't think they made this stuff. It just blows my mind. And we got two more here to go, but it's just crazy. The Temple of Calabeshi, whatever. But
if you look at the Temple of Hathor, Hathor is really an interesting temple.
Hathor?
Yes.
We'll look that up in a second, but this stuff is just
my
crazy.
favorite temple. Wow.
Obviously drone, but like
we'll get into after we look at Hathor, we'll look at the Temple of Jupiter. That's really interesting too. In Baalbek.
Okay. He sounds like a good fella.
It's a place.
Oh, whatever. It's just some
It may have been
crazy.
a person they named it after Baalbek. I don't know, but
Who knows, right?
yeah.
You know, Baal. I'm just saying. Look at this. You get the Citadel of Cairo. Like, this is it today. Like, obviously, nothing even
Look,
close to that around it. Nothing even close to that, like, structure-wise around it.
That's the picture. That's the video I did of the mud flood stuff. I said Cairo was built at this time, and then 25 years later, when the picture, or however, when the picture was taken in 1865, and it looked like that in 20 years, it's mud flooded. They didn't build that. They found that shit.
Right. This is a painting from the Brooklyn Museum. Like, you think someone just woke up one day? I'm just gonna draw Cairo under miles of sand, and then buildings, the top of buildings covered too.
Exactly, dude.
Give me a break, dude. You people are crazy. And I think this is all they were able to preserve of what it was, because it was on the hill. They knew
They dug it out.
They knew something was up. I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Yeah, Cairo's got a lot of interesting buildings in it.
Right, like, come on,
and
bro.
They all have tech on them.
It's ridiculous. Imagine that. No one, come on. Come on. I don't even know what this is, but like, come on. I got a hard time believing humans built that. Look at this thing. Like, what, dude? Give me a break.
Yeah. There's some crazy architecture in Cairo. I'm telling you, Cairo is crazy.
Right, probably not even using electricity, like you said.
Yeah,
Who
these
knows?
nomadic people in Cairo, right? They built this stuff, right?
Yeah,
these materials.
They settled their camels, and they got all the heavy metal from the middle of the desert.
They're looking at these pyramids like, oh, how the hell did they build that? And then they turn around and build this. Because Cairo was built after, they've discovered these pyramids and stuff.
Where'd they get all these heavy metals in the middle of a BS desert? You know what I'm saying? Like, to build the domes? I'm just saying. Obelisk that goes up 200-300 feet.
Comprehension of architecture, that level of minds it would take to even
it would take hundreds of minds,
because you have to have a serious design and plan to execute that. Okay, and they couldn't even figure out how to build roads, but they were building these buildings.
It's crazy, so crazy.
Yeah, they're shuffling sand with their camels, but they built these fucking buildings over here. I don't think so.
Yeah, right. All right, what did you want me to look up real quick?
The Temple of Hathor, Hathor, Egypt.
I think I got it right here. Get some old images. Let's see what we got. So screen share would help the audience pick up what we're saying. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And it's got a lot of Egyptian hieroglyphs that survived, and they're still in color and stuff. So it's pretty interesting.
Wow. We're just sailing our boat.
Yeah, they're all giants. They're all giants.
You got the human, he's just whatever. This dude got like a pig head or something, or that's a wolf. Damn, this dude got a fish head.
Man. That's Dog Man.
That's right Dog there. Man. Where's Dog Woman chilling? Look at that. You got dudes flying with aircraft and that's crazy. That shit would probably happen,
Could you imagine?
This is probably like a mathematical code up here to do that. You got the old Eye of Horus looking at you and shit.
Yeah.
Right, imagine that. You're just like some dude in Egypt, like, I'm gonna go trade some wheat today, and you look up, and you're like, whoa, what the hell is that?
Right?
You guys are crazy.
Go to the entrance of the temple.
Where are we going? Right here? This bad, Larry?
Yeah, look how huge that is.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Let's gate it off. Yeah, that'll work. That the people who built this, they're gonna come back. Oh, the gate's shut. Damn it. That'll work. Look at that. Even that's a big sucker. Look at these little people. He's sitting down, I know, but still. Ridiculous. What is this? Is this like the backside of it or something?
I'm not sure. I can't say ancient temples of Egypt. To type in next, we'll go to the Temple of Jupiter, Baalbek. That's a really good one. I mean, the stones there are enormous on the platform.
Wow.
So all these ruins that you see on top are on a base that have megalithic structures below them. See those rocks that the temple's sitting on? They're one piece. Like they're like,
oh shit! Someone just cut that.
yeah,
Picked it up, and we had a guy here, a guy there, a guy there, a guy there, and a guy there, and a guy there on the other side. We just picked it up and walked fucking 30 miles, up the mountain over here. Like that happened. Nah, someone just went like Hamikami ya, cut that shit off and just like teleported it or something. I'm telling you. It sounds so stupid. It sounds ridiculous, but I'm just saying, That's probably what happened. Look at this son of a bitch, yo. What the?
Yeah, it's massive.
It's huge, bro. That's huge. Damn. Oh, guess we're going to Baalbek.com or whatever.
Unsolved enigma.
Oh boy. There we go. Damn, this is just crazy.
Okay, click on that. I mean, and they had statues all through here they've taken out and everything.
Of course.
All this stuff is massive. What's even more massive is the base that this whole temple complex of Temple of Jupiter sits on is the Baalbek. Even if you zoom in on the one that you have up there, you can see the blocks. Yeah, right there where your cursor just was. Yeah, that picture, zoom in if you can. See those huge blocks in the center of the frame? Yes, each one. They're massive. That was like
Oh, and they cover the whole base the other way.
Yes, so somebody was able to put these, like they're saying that this was originally just a flat platform, that this other culture came in and built the temples on top, the Temple of Jupiter and stuff. But the base itself is a lot older. I don't know, but there clearly are megalithic stuff going on there.
Look at that little depiction of how it would have been back in the day.
Yep, and it's just glory days.
Look at this.
That looks mud flooded to me. That looks like an epicenter of a mud flood. This is a more damaged area than what we see in other parts of the plain. They had to come in and dig all that out. You see it's clearly covered up.
Like smoke coming out of the chimney stack. It just got beat.
These are the original.
Yeah, this is right. And this shit's like underground.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these ancient ruins, they're telling us, oh, this is from, ancient
right, but they just got beat by a fucking water bomb or something.
But clearly they have to dig these temples out, so something covered them up.
Ah, dude, look at this stuff, uneven as fuck.
Sorry.
Woo, big hit.
Smoking a bowl.
The Alabama weed. Look at that, the old giant fucking. That's crazy. Who needs that, This little guy definitely does. That's crazy. What is going on these days?
Interesting times.
Oh, man. I guess all the times have been rather interesting, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, when was there ever just like peace and like people just chilling, not killing each other and stealing and whatever, scamming?
That's what I was wondering. It seems like from the architecture, at least, it seems like it was a thriving, very interesting, rich culture that thrived one time across the plain, given the fact that the architecture is everywhere. It may be not the same exact architecture, and some of the places have their own unique architecture to themselves, but basically within all those cities and stuff across the plain, even the ancient ones, all have basically the same type of underlying theme of architecture. Even Petra, which petrified. I never even put that together until today, so thank you.
Right.
But
you're welcome.
I think something happened with the mud flood also. And okay, the biblical flood, I think petrification took place after that happened. Once the waters receded and the oxygen levels maybe leveled off or something like that, or God maybe blew his breath of air that cleaned up everything and petrified a lot of things. And things became smaller. But I think there's a progression. Like you were saying, Steve, this may be the last reset coming up. Do we get smaller after this? I was thinking to myself the other day, like maybe if there is another population that starts up after this, would they be smaller in stature, that maybe they would inherit some of our buildings, which our buildings are crap. So I doubt they would. They'd still get Tartarian stuff probably. That seems to last through everything. And think that, giants, or at least people larger than them, existed. I don't know.
Absolutely. This is just the round Saturn's eye video of Sodom and Gomorrah. I didn't put the sound on, so I'm just gonna let it play out, and we could just talk while it's up. And you could see that okay, right? Or you want me to do full screen? Like,
no, that's great.
Look at that, though.
Wow.
It's just so crazy.
That looked like the Grand Canyon too. Some of that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I was saying. Like when we were first looking at it, like, on a completely different side of the world, you got the old Grand Canyon scheme layout. Come on. And this dude, he's got some sulfur pieces. Like, that's a big boy.
And they dug that right out of the rock, like right out of the ground, right?
Oh yeah, this is what he came here for. Look at that, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, a lot of people are surmising too that there's buildings underneath here. Like some of these outcroppings are actually buildings that got melted.
Well, once he gets off the plateau here and goes down, you'll see on the outside it's just doorways and windows and
dude.
You know what they probably use up here for too? I'm looking at it like a Martian surface. Throw the old red filter on, and this is probably where they get their bullshit fucking NASA pictures.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Like oh look, a lake on Mars. Bunch of assholes. But look at that. That's literally the Grand Canyon in the middle of like what, Egypt or some shit.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
You can see how the mud swirled around. Look, it's just like a pile of mud and it's liquefied and it's
so you can see how it came in and then receded in some places,
Yes, dude.
Like I think this got mud flooded and it also got beat down with brimstone,
Oh, for sure.
They had to put the fire out somehow. Look at that, dude. Like this was a giant palace built into a mountain. And that was done specifically so they thought God wouldn't see them because they were inside of the mountains. And they thought that would be used as like a signal blocker to heaven, Dumb shits would think that. Like God's got good Wi-Fi, Yep. He's got GG. He's got God G. He don't need no 5G and shit. He's got a good connection. Exactly. He's probably slapping me in the head in the spiritual world right now for saying that, but it is what it is.
Wow, he got a lot of sulfur balls there.
Yeah, well, he I think that other guy, the really Irish looking dude, I think he like lives around there, and this is what he does on spare time. He just chills out there. Oh, we got a trusty ad. And this is him burning one. That's what happens. That's more proof. Here's a nice video game set in the desert. That's nice. There you go.
But look, that video game, when you just showed it, it had like some kind of palace in the background.
Yeah, dude. They all talk about shit like that.
That could have been one of those landscapes of the buildings melted we just saw because it had the same shape to it.
Well, the video games, a lot of people say they're stupid. They are. They really are stupid. And they're mind control, and they numb the brain and fuck up eating habits, whatever. They do all that other negative stuff. But at the same time, a lot of them are telling you a crazy subliminal story. Like the stupid Jack and Daxter the Third game I talked about a lot. Because Venus right now, or whatever that is in the night sky, is getting brighter and brighter. And the common theme throughout that whole game series, especially in the third and final one, was you gotta like save the fucking world before the bright morning whatever star gets here. And I'm like, sick, dude. Like that's awesome. That sounds fun. And now it's like happening outside. I'm like, nice, dude. Like I should have I gotta get my PlayStation back and play the game and see how you win, you know?
Right? See how the story ends.
I was like, well, real quick, the craziest part of it is like half of it set in like a desert, something like this, nomads. And then you go in like this underground like train system and it transports you to a city where there's a massive war going on between whatever beings these people are. They're like animal, whatever, some video game crap, and robots that took over. It's crazy.
Fucking robots, man.
Always taking it over.
Right?
Assholes.
Just tase them and short circuit their ass.
Right, right. You gotta get behind them. See, that's like a palace, in my opinion.
Yeah, like that's what's like in the video game. It looked like what building like that in the background, like that kind of shape with the roundedness on the sides and stuff.
Absolutely. What a place. Imagine just
if
like
you really went digging around in there, what you could find. Like if you were, I mean, I'm sure you don't want to disturb what God put down and stuff, but could you imagine the stuff that must be all petrified up in there and stuff? Like up there, it looks like there's a doorway.
where?
Just right up top above
Oh
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
It looks like, yeah.
Here, let me pause it in a second. 3. Wow, you're right. Right up there.
I don't know what that is, but it looks like a doorway.
It was a doorway. Long time ago. Look at that. Uh-oh. Look how it just falls apart, too.
Wow. Wow, it's so amazing.
It's straight brimstone.
Yeah, dude, that was like a building for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where, like, the Outlook post was. It's so crazy.
Did you say he goes up towards one of these things and you see windows and stuff?
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh.
Speak and you shall receive.
Wow.
I'm not going in there, but that'd be cool to walk up to.
Look at the roof part, how it's sloping down the mud. You can see
That's
it's all
because it got hit right here with a big sulfur ball, probably, and it fucking was crazy on fire. And then God probably sent a little rainstorm, send it out, and that's what happens. Brimstone, sulfur, buildings made out of
that looks like a doorway. And you walk
mountain.
around to that other side and you go in there. That's like a whole cave system. That's a whole building in there. Wow.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because my theory is like, so the sulfur came down, turned everything to brimstone, was on fire, sent a little bit of a water surge, and that's how it's like when a volcano or whatever happens and the lava hits the water and it just stops where it is, like it like that forming and that it just stops.
Yeah, it was
exactly
down even. You could see it.
I'm not trying to say that sulfur it didn't rain fire, but I'm saying that maybe it was really on fire. He just sent a little rainstorm after, and that's what happens. It just stops, just like in the lava scenario. It cools down, just hardens, and it's that position forever.
Right.
But with it being brimstone and part of a mountain originally, not from not magma, it's going to harden different. That's why you can just kick through this shit pretty much. You can't kick through lava on the beach. You know, you walk on it like solid. You know, it's hard. It's slick too. That stuff's crazy. There's some in Connecticut, bro. Imagine that. Connecticut. Yeah, I could go on a lava beach in Connecticut.
Yeah, you could see some lava fields out in the Midwest too. They're crazy.
What?
Yeah.
What is going on, bro? This stuff is crazy. Like, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, let's go inside.
Look, you can even tell there's like, you know how you have the wood, they call that crown
big
molding.
Doorway.
Yeah, like the molding inside of a room on the sides of the walls, the crown molding and stuff.
Yeah. That's crazy. Wow. That's like the coyote dude just ran through the wall. His like his head, he's like, boom. That's crazy. He's like, I'm out of here. There you go.
Yeah, it does look like cities. Look at that. Look at that all the way down. You can tell they're buildings.
Oh.
Look at that shit.
Like New York City of the fucking desert in the year like negative fucking 1000 or something. It's just Sodom and Gomorrah didn't happen too long after creation, if I'm not mistaken. That's still in the book of Genesis, deep in it, but it's still in there, I think. I could be mistaken, but like I said, you're on top of the plateau. If you're just walking like a couple hundred fucking feet from the edge of this, you'd never know this was down here.
Exactly, dude.
That's why it was built like this, to try to hide what they were doing from God, I think. In my opinion.
Exactly what it looks like in one of the pictures for Tom Cruise's Oblivion movie. You see him flying above the plane, and it's just like that. Just underneath is all the buildings, but on top it's like this flat mud flood. Wow.
It's just nuts, right?
Clearly it was liquid at one time.
Something happened, right? That's what I'm saying. You could just pretty much kick through this stuff, because obviously it wasn't like magma at one point. There you go. The old moon looking at you. Look at that. Looking like it's in its old position. That's weird. I mean, they are on a different side of the world. I think they're on the different side of the equator thing, too. Oh, there you go.
Bell worship.
Can't beat that. That's what these people were doing, though.
Man, that was a huge building.
Give me
This
a
whole
break.
area, it looks like the Grand Canyon, but dried out looking. Like if you put the color of the Grand Canyon over that would be the Grand Canyon.
What I'm saying, dude. Look how massive this place was.
Yeah.
Hidden in the mountains. I'm telling you, they were like shameful. They were like, I'm trying to hide this shit from God. That ain't gonna work out. He could just look in here. He could see behind you.
Wow.
People are nuts. Yeah. Look at that. It's like a little dude. They got petrified over there. Look at him. Look at that thing.
Wow.
He got beat. That's nuts, dude. This whole thing is nuts. Yeah, they get into sulfur and whatnot a little bit, and yeah, and they finally find a little piece here. Look at that thing. That's more than a little piece. That's a fucking ball.
Wow.
Yeah, the Bible is just a story, Jen. It's a campfire story.
I would love. Well, this is what you can start your campfire with.
I'm just kidding, but yeah, yeah, right.
But dude, it's just I would love to go check this place out, and Petra and all these other places. Like, I'm an explorer. If I had the money, I would be climbing up the side of a pyramid right now instead of doing live streams.
That's what I'm saying.
Live from fucking this place.
That's what I'm saying. I would tell someone that too. If someone was like, the Bible's just a campfire story, I'd be like, yeah, well, if I was an explorer, I'd be like, here's a sulfur ball from Sodom and Gomorrah. Go burn that and tell me how, oh, that's just a coincidence. Or you find sulfur balls in the middle of a desert. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How'd they get
break? That's crazy. Oh, man.
We got anything else?
That's all I got right now, unless you got something up your sleeve.
No. I was just curious about what people had thought in the beginning of the show about that Mandela effect with the 1940 World's Fair. I think it was New York, which, of course, New York again. It could have been Chicago, but I'm pretty sure it's New York. 1940 fair was bombed by supposed German American sympathizers. And this is right at the beginning of World War II. And I'd never heard of this bomb going off. I never heard of Black Tom. I've never heard of Japanese balloon bombs. So it's just like this history, his story keeps getting more and more bizarre. And these weird events keep showing up in our past. Clearly, we were attacked way more than 2 fucking times. Now it's like 12 times.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Keep popping up out of nowhere. You got Torpedo Alley. It's ridiculous. And thank you, Deborah. I thought it was in Genesis. Yep, 1924. And not too deep in the book of Genesis, but right in the smack dab middle pretty much. So I'm getting there. I'm getting familiar with the Bible. I'm all right.
Yeah, Brandon C said, dope, you guys are still alive. We're actually getting ready to get off of here, so you'll have to start from the beginning. It was a very interesting show. I love covering this stuff and really starting to piece together some sort of a timeline that we can coherently digest and figure out. Well, because clearly what we've been told and taught, it was nothing but bullshit. And we have to go back and for ourselves and figure out what happened. And, there's a lot of answers that we'll never have. But, I think there's a lot of answers we will uncover, like this whole Sodom and Gomorrah thing. I mean, looking at it through mud flood eyes and the research we've done on the Grand Canyon and everything, and you just see it in a whole different light now. Even the mountains that we thought were mountains, like Tabletop Mountain, is actually was an ancient tree at one time.
Right, bro. Right.
Fucking bigger. If you have giant trees, you have giant.
Right. You got places like Devil's Rock. They're calling it a rock. It's a tree stump that some Paul Bunyan ass dude chopped down.
Yeah, swinging his Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing you ever seen. Like, yeah, it was a giant swing and a lumberjack. I'm like, you forgot beat.
I don't even know where I came up with that. I was like,
it's all good.
It's funny as fuck, man. But I love covering this stuff, especially during this time when all this bullshit is going on. When they're perpetrating right now, the biggest lie next to 9/11 and Flat Earth is being perpetrated onto the American people right now, and the world. The whole plane is being overlaid with nothing but media magic spells and power of suggestion. And these self-appointed New World Order elitists who plan to decide how you're going to live your life in their New World Order. So this is a nice break from all that stuff. And if we don't know the past, we're not going to be clear on where we're headed in the future. And they've held the past from us. So I think it's our duty to go through this stuff and try to uncover it and come together and brainstorm and think tank with each other and try to find more pieces to the puzzle. I don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Like you said, you pick the meat off and throw the bones away.
That's it. It's that simple, people. You don't like what someone says, just fast forward a couple seconds.
Yeah, like I just put up a documentary part 1 of Plandemic, and a lot of people didn't agree with some of the things the doctor was saying. Like, she believes in vaccines, but as far as immune therapy goes, whereas to get your body used to a foreign germ, you would have to introduce that germ to your immune system so your immune system can build up antibodies to it. Just like when we go out into our daily lives and we interact with the public and touch different things that other people have touched, and we have bacteria on us already that fights things, and our immune system gets stronger through interaction with people and touching different things because it gets introduced to these new germs and we build antibodies to it. So as far as what vaccines may have originally meant to be, that clearly they didn't turn out to be that, but in the beginning they were meant to be some sort of immune therapy to introduce small portions of a certain bacteria or germ, because these viruses is what you would get after the germ's introduced to you, that your body would extract that poison out as a virus and you would get sick and stuff. Your body would be purging that out. But now you have antibodies to that and you won't be susceptible, at least not the next times around, where it would hit you even maybe not at all or very mildly. We've since veered off that track, and we've seen where vaccines have went in the hands of maniacs and psychopaths. She's coming from the point of view of what it was originally meant to be and how it was supposed to be something that was supposed to help. Of course, it's been hijacked. People like Fauci and all these other people take over these types of institutions and stuff and get funding and steer the narrative of viruses and virologists and stuff like that, people who are compartmentalized and everything. What I like about the movie Pandemic, at least the first part of it so far, is that she exposes what a disgusting piece of shit this Fauci guy is. And it takes you through his history because people are seeing him now really for the first time. They don't remember or are not.
He's been there a long time.
He's been here for a long time through a lot of administrations.
There's pictures of him with George Soros, Bill Gates Sr.
Yeah.
Now he's working with Junior. Come on.
Yeah, so people really need to be up on that information as well and understand where these talking heads come from and what their experiences are, and the people who actually worked with these psychopaths and what they dealt with from trying to expose what they're telling people and what they're lying about, and how their careers were ruined because of it. They were even jailed and had gag orders put over them because their narrative is going to push through one way or another, and they don't care who they got to kill, imprison, gag, whatever, to get it done. They're going to follow through, because that plan back 30 years ago when he was into the whole AIDS thing and everything, it leapfrogs through time to where we are right now and what he's doing to us and why he's even the head of anything and has anything to say about anything.
What I'm saying about this dude, Bill Gates, like, what about all the people he killed in Africa? Like, what, not even 10 years ago? Come on. Oh, yeah. Man, there's a skunk outside. I can smell it.
I had one around the other night. I walked out. I thought somebody was smoking some skunky weed at first, and then I realized, oh, no, it's really a skunk. It was kind of far off. I wasn't sure. And then I'm like, oh, no, it's definitely a skunk.
That's ridiculous, but all right. You got anything else you want to go with real quick, or?
No, I was wondering if I could pick the song to go out on.
Yeah, what are you feeling?
I was feeling like the ODD End of the Tunnel.
End of the Tunnel. I think I got that one on a playlist right here. Give me a second. Give me a doggone second here. Let's see what we got.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you. And as soon as I get on to my next big find as far as this mud flood, you know, we'll tackle another episode, because there's so much stuff I want to get into. Like, as far as I want to really dig into Turkey and look at the architecture in Turkey, as far back as the inception of Istanbul and all these other places.
Okay.
I want to get into Portugal and Spain. They have amazing architecture there. I mean, it's all fucking Tartarian. And we can just go on and on through all the cities and stuff. Even when you get into like the Czech Republic, Romania. Oh my God, Romania will blow your fucking mind.
I know all this, even like Romania. Is that where that Dracula dude's from?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say over there is all crazy. Lithuania,
all kinds of old Gothic stuff.
Dude, like how was that shit built, bro?
It's called the Byzantine era, and wait
oh
till
my
you
God.
see the cathedrals that are over there and the palace.
They're scary.
Yeah.
I couldn't pay me to take a tour there.
But as far as the architecture goes, it's just unfathomable. It's amazing.
I'll fly over it, but I ain't doing that. But nuts. That's nuts. But yeah, all right. I got the song queued up. But yeah. Thanks for coming. That was a good show. Hopefully we can do another one, bang out some more ancient crap. And just another disclaimer, people. I don't believe that ancient aliens from a distant galaxy came and helped build the pyramids and everything we got into. I feel like it was interdimensional beings, whether it be the Tarot, the Darrow, the Greys, the blonde hair, blue-eyed, whatever. Someone intervened and helped humans build ancient, crazy stuff that we can't even think about making today. Doorways that are 30, 40 feet high. What would that be needed for? Ridiculous. So just a little disclaimer there, like at the beginning. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. God bless y'all. God bless you, Jen. Thanks for coming. And anything you want to say before we kick it?
No, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. And just be safe out there. I'm sure we'll be back in a couple of days. I want to do something on my channel here soon too. But definitely we're going to continue on with this mud flood stuff. So
sounds good. Cool. All right, guys. We are going to get out of here. Thanks for coming. Like, share, subscribe. God bless. Be safe and be smart.
Astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. we the sheeple, hear no, see no, and speak no evil. We get lied to so much, it seems normal to be deceitful. We'll never be treated equal, and I wanna know why. Rich people start all the wars, but only poor people die. Just take a look, it's so easy to see the system is rigged by degenerate pigs targeting our innocent kids. They start programming you just as soon as you exit the womb. Now money is your god,
You must obey and consume.
always practice conformity, stay within the majority, never think for yourself, and do not question authority. Man, I still can't even believe this is the way that they have us. I'm taking my chances, I have to try and wake up the masses. Can't get away from the madness, but still I'm trying my best. And as long as I'm still alive, I will fight till the death, because we cannot let this be the end. It's now or never, sink or swim. The time has come for the great awakening.
Never sleep again.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Listen, I woke up with a fever today. Sick of the fact people believe everything that this evil media say. Morality has been deleted away. Zionist heathens display that they're the predators who see us as prey. Transparency is what they need to pervade. They even have us thinking that eating a fruit that has no seed is okay. Victims of greed and impeded by hate. The glaring question is, how can we get to God if Satan's leading the way? Ravenous witches, scientists with moral character glitches, preparing malicious conditions and sick narrative switches. The elite is wearing his privilege as he battles for riches, while the lower classes carry out the establishment's wishes. The portrayal of their intentions is unfair and fictitious, acting suspicious. Undercover agents snapping your pictures, suggestive messages embedded in the movies to trick us. Music and advertisement slickness plus remixture of scriptures. Come on.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm alone and no one knows the things I know. There's nobody to talk to and there's nowhere I can go. Trapped inside the system and I'm caught up in the struggle. One day I hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's 2019, but it feels more like 1984. Our rights are fading away. Every day they're taking more. It's time to stand and take action. What are we waiting for? They're waging war on humanity. This we can't ignore. My brain is sore from all the lies that they constantly feed us. Elitists that follow the phoenix can swallow a penis. And we're not gonna stop until we know all of your secrets. The Bible says in our final days our knowledge increases.
That is exactly what's happening now on this challenging road that we're traveling down. We have to get rowdy, we have to get loud and keep spreading the truth and just pass it around. You work like a slave and you live in a loop. They're turning your sky into chemical soup. I'm always watching these videos, often like Richie from Boston, to give me the scoop. Waking the world up, dispensing the truth like a doctor that's handing out red pills to everyone. What in the world are they spraying up there in the air? It's aluminum, lithium, barium. Nobody notices, nobody cares. Everyone's greedy and nobody shares. I want to help you, you'll be in my prayers. But now we must separate wheat from the tares.
Every single day we're being led astray and lied to. I don't think there's anyone that hates it more than I do. Trapped inside the